Hello everyone, my name is Katy and welcome to my Greenland Quilter channel. Tonight it's going to be me and my Heartlight Nikolai. And Nikolai is going to be building the second most voted on Christmas Lego kit. So I'm going to turn it over to him for a couple of minutes so he can show you what he's going to work on. Go ahead, Ben. Well, you're going to tell him?
The regular house was sent up. Visited the house. You can see center right here. The family house, and with that, part of it is right here too. Entrance and Christmas tree, of course, gifts on it too. And little spoiler alert: I have already built a little bit out of it. Just a few pieces, but you can see kitchen right here. You can see there's a stove here, KitchenAid, bread, and of course sink here, and the fire. What do you call it?
Fireplace.
Fireplace should be here, with the chimney on top of it. Where still not done it. It's still, like I said, work in progress.
Show them a little sneak gift hiding.
Oh, and inside of this, there's a little gift that you can see here, right here and here. That little pink one, that's a sneak peek gift from that Lego set.
Awesome. So he's going to be building that, and as you progress, babe, just interrupt me when you want to show them as you progress so they can see like the different steps instead of just seeing you put the whole thing together. Maybe you can show it to them in increment like I do with the blocks.
Yeah.
Okay. So he'll be showing you from time to time as he works. Hopefully the camera is good enough for you to see what he's doing. All right. So I want to do a little bit of housekeeping first. So to update everybody, and then we're going to talk about the poll that I posted on the community tab, as well as I'm going to show you what I'm going to be working on tonight. So I had an interview this week with Lynn of Soft Squares. Her pre-record will premiere on next Friday, the 22nd at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned for that. I'll be posting oh my gosh, a thumbnail along with the link and everything so that you can put it on your calendar. But it will be on November the 22nd at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, tomorrow night, me and Jess of So Blessed with Jess will continue on with the Lori Holt Prairie Flower pattern. And I'm not sure what exactly she plans on doing with hers. I know she's got quite a bit of it done. I'm going to go ahead and tonight cut the backing and the batting and get it all put into a sandwich, and then I'm going to quilt it on my live tomorrow night. Saturday, on the live on Saturday with Eric. Eric's returning, and we are going to introduce a couple more of those string blocks for y'all to see. As you know, last week we did the Churn Dash string block, which I tell you what, I was just totally inspired by the whole thing, because you can make it look like a Churn Dash or a star block or any of these blocks you and I always make in the traditional way, and use strings as the background. So I make sure you come on Saturday. That is also at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also will be doing a live, me and Nikolai, put this in your calendar, on November the 26th, because Nikolai leaves on the 28th. So on the 26th, we are going to host a live for anyone who is interested in what it was like for me to move from Florida to Greenland, what it's been like living here in Greenland. We're going to talk about Greenland history, some of it. We're going to talk about Greenland folklore. Nikolai's going to talk about what it's like growing up as a Greenlander. He was born in Ossiat, so he's a native Greenlander, and he's going to talk a little bit about that. And we may not get to cover all the topics, but we'll at least get you started. And then when he comes back from his mistress, we will make another live so that anyone who still wants to continue on following us with the history of Greenland, because there is a lot to share about Greenland, and there is no way we can share all of it in two hours. It's just not possible. But I have been gathering up all my books that I know that you can buy in English. I'll be making a list and posting them in a blog so that you can find them easily, because I'll be talking a bit about the books. The books are important because a lot of things that went on here in Greenland and have gone on here in the past, some of them have been written and translated from Greenlandic to English. And so it helps people who can't read Danish or Greenlandic can get some of these books in English. I will try to find links to as many of them as I can where you can buy them. Some of them I bought on Amazon, and then when I went back, I don't know, about 6 months ago to see if I could still find another copy of Stone and Man, because I've already bought one copy of Stone and Man. It wasn't there anymore. So, but there is a publishing company called Malik Publishing Company, and they've been publishing quite a bit of the books that have been translated from Greenlandic to Danish to English. Now, if you can read Danish, you will find even a bigger variety of books to read about Greenland. But most of us that, or most of you that come into my channel are English, mostly English speaking people. So stay tuned for that. I will, I'm trying to figure out how to make a thumbnail to get everybody's interest, because this is not just for all of my fellow quilters. I want everybody to come and learn about Greenland, because a lot of what I'm going to tell you about Greenland, I never had in a history class. I did not know that the United States of America had Greenland in its protection during World War II. In the chat, how many of you knew that before I told you that? Give me a yes or a no. Yes, you knew that. No, you didn't know that. I have come to meet a few people through my channel that has said, oh, my brother was in Thule Air Base, or my dad was stationed in Thule Air Base, or someone was stationed in Blue West One, which is down here. So if you have studied about, if you, in your history class in high school, if you studied about Greenland being in its protection, tell me yes, tell me no if you haven't. Because I know I don't recall anything about Greenland being even mentioned during the World War II study that we did in U.S. history in high school. Okay, the next thing is I have another interview that I am going to be doing on the 19th with Ellen of Campbell Creations. So hopefully, if nothing happens, we'll get that done. I also have an interview with Courtney on Courtney of Pieces and Love. We will be doing a pre-record interview on Sunday, the 17th. So when I have the two premiere dates for those two interviews, I'll let you know so that you can come and watch them. I will forewarn you that my interview with Lynn yesterday from Soft Squares, it's going to be a little bit long, but it's worth it if you listen, because she shares so much stuff. She's been sewing for 35 years as a quilter. And I was amazed at how much the way she does things is so, she's like in my jam box, you know. So it was fun talking to her yesterday, and I hope that you guys will enjoy the live. There's a trunk show right in the middle of the interview, so you can't miss that, because she showed several of her quilts and talked about them. So there's that. What else do I need to talk to you about? I'm also going over on the 23rd to Donnell's channel. It's at 1 p.m. my time, so that would be 10 a.m. her time, I think. And yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's having me over on her channel, so stay tuned for a thumbnail from her on that. And I think that that's all of my housekeeping. Now, what am I going to work on tonight? As some of you heard me say the last 2 or 3 lives, I am a member of Handmade by Ying's channel, and currently for a member, she's doing a 48, I think it's 48 blocks. We're getting a block per week, and the blocks are coming from Quilt Builder card decks. Now there's 3 of these. My third one hasn't got here yet. I'm waiting on that. But they will be making a block a week. She picks a block, and that's what we work on. And she assigns them on Sunday. And we have till Saturday the following week at noon Eastern Standard Time to get our blocks posted on the Ying. I can't remember the exact name of her channel. I'll have to look it up. But and I'll post it in the channel when I find it. So that's what we're doing. So this week, on Sunday, she assigned the domino. So this is what I'm going to be working on tonight. And I'm going to continue on doing my blocks and batiks. So as I sew it, I will show you what I'm doing. That's what I'll be working on. So now let me go over to the chat and let's see what I missed. Okay. So let's see. As to the question, I asked about how many knew about Greenland and U.S. history. Lots of no's. Okay, see, yeah, because I didn't. When I signed up for the Arctic Guide college course, and one of the classes was about history of Greenland, and there was discussion about World War II, and that's when I found out about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. And a lot of things are tied into when the United States was down here in South Greenland, because this town that I live in is about 3,500 people live here, somewhere around there. Sometimes it can go up to 3,800, but it fluctuates. And it was an even smaller town back in 1941. And so this town went to be in this really quiet, peaceful town to a loud, noisy town because heavy equipment was brought into the town. And, people weren't used to the noise, and they put a radio station in on top of the mountain. And a lot of stuff was going on. So we're going to talk a lot about that because some of the stuff that the Greenlanders were doing is tied into that. And I think you guys will find it really a lot of fun and interesting at the same time. Okay, let me say hello to everyone in the channel. And I'll try to get these channels shared as I go along. So hello, Fairbricks, welcome. And Fairbricks also has a lot to do with Legos. So it's nice to see a fellow Lego person in here to join Nikolai with a little bit of fun. Hello, Charlotte. Hi, Joe. Hello, Lori Colgan. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Pat D. Hello, Terry. Hello, Mary G, sorry. And everybody's saying hi to you too. And hey, Jess, I'll share your channel in just a moment. And let me see, did I miss anybody? Doesn't look like it. And I think Fairbricks actually has a channel, so I'll also share his channel. So let me share Jess's channel first. Like I said, she's joining me tomorrow night, and I'm super stoked and excited. Maybe she'll tell you what she plans on working on inside the chat. All right. And then I need to at least share Donna's channel. See if I can remember what I put in here. I need to look on my book. I don't remember what I used. Maybe I used Donna. I don't know. Let's see if it brings it up when I say Donna. And then I have to look up Fairbricks. Yep, there it is. Over on her channel, you should be able to find the link for the Facebook group of where when you become a member, you can join the group. And I think it's called Ying's Pen Pals or something like that. And so if you become a member and you start doing the blocks, then every week you post your picture of the block. But there's also a Google form that you fill out that she puts on the community tab for members, where you fill out the forms to let her know that you're posting it over on Facebook. So there's that. And let me see about Fairbricks' channel. I got to go find it. 1 minute, please. Oh, there you are. Okay. And yeah. If you're interested in Legos, this is the place to go as well. I believe he does Lego games and stuff too. Uh-oh. Hang on. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get sewing, and I would, one other thing. Oops, almost forgot. You know the poll that I put on the community tab. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about, and then I'll get sewing. I know I'm full of stuff today. All right. I wanted to share my screen so we can talk about the poll that I posted about what is the most famous oldest quilt block in history. And look, quite a few people did do the poll, which I'm going to go find right this minute. Yeah. So the question was, please comment below. Well, we'll ignore that fact. What is your most favorite quilt block? Wait, sorry, I skipped over the question. The main question was, what is the most famous, oldest quilt block? And then I asked you, what is your most favorite quilt block to make? So the voting the answers to vote on were 4 or 9 patch block, the pinwheel, the domino, or the log cabin. The one that got the most votes was 4 or 9 patch block. The pinwheel got 11%, the domino 5%, and the log cabin 21%. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the history of these quilt blocks, and then I'll go ahead and start sewing. So I hope you'll stick around and listen to some of this because it's really interesting, and I will post the links in the channel as well so you can go read them later if that's what you want to do. But the one web page that you can follow a lot of information on is through it's a .gov page. And here's the link for that. And so basically the 9 patch was mentioned first, the log cabin was second, pinwheel was third, the 8-pointed star was 4th on this page, the crazy quilt was 5th, Rose's Sharon was 6th, friendship quilt 7th, God's Eye 8th, Wild Goose Chase 9th, corn and beans. That one is really cool looking. I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. The Turn Dash number 10, Schoolhouse number 11, Drunkard's Path is number 12, the Basket is number 13, the Anvil is 14, the Dresden Plate's 15, Grandmother's Flower Garden is 16, Sunbonnet Sue is, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just let y'all see all these boxes. It's pretty interesting from this website. So let me share the screen with you guys, and we'll go over here and have a good look at these blocks. I have to use my Zoom to share. So we're going to share a screen. All righty. Okay. So this website gives a little bit of a history about how it was used, when it was used, and a lot of on this particular website, I think this is based on more the American side of things, but I also have a website for us to look at that talks about the earliest time quilting showed up, the actual quilting stitching part. So the 9 patch was a popular pattern used by pioneer women. The earliest homesteaders had neither time or fabric to spare, so most of the quilts were made from utility quilt, and they were sewn quickly together. On the prairie, sewing was an essential skill. Young girls learned to sew blocks before they learned how to read. At an early age, often as young as 3 or 4 years of age, girls were taught to piece simple blocks such as the 9 patch. Many were very skilled by the age of 5. Can you imagine that? Edith White, who grew up in the mid-1800s, remember, before I was 5 years old, I had pieced one side of a quilt. The log cabin is this next block, as you can see. The log cabin was one of the most well-known and popular of all patchwork patterns. Two pioneers traveling west is symbolized home, warmth, love, and security. The center of the block was done red to represent the hearth, the focal point of life in a cabin or home. The pinwheel is a 19th century. In 19th century, quilts were primarily practical. Beauty was secondary. Quilts served as window and door coverings. Hanging quilts on the dirt walls of a soddy made them seem more like home. How I don't know how many of y'all been following The Chosen. It's about the life of Jesus when he was teaching. And no, I'm not going to start religion here, but I'm bringing it up for a reason. If you are following it, and if you pay really close attention through some of the episodes, whenever they're inside someone's home, you are going to see quilts hanging up on the wall as part of their because they had dirt floors and stuff in this TV show. So you could see where they had quilts hanging up on the walls and on places they were sitting on. So I found that to be interesting. The next one is the 8-pointed star. That's what this one looks like. I'm not going to read all of these. You guys can go back and read them yourself. This one's called the Crazy Quilt. This one's the Rose of Sharon. Friendship Quilt. I hope they can see everything. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Okay, this one's called the God's Eye. Wild Goose Chase. This one I want to make. Corn and Bean. The Churn Dash. Look how they used no solids for this one. This was prints. The Schoolhouse. Junkert's Path. Basket. Anvil. Dresden Plate. Grandmother's Flower Garden. This is those hexies. Sun Bonnet Soup. The Double Wedding Ring. You know, how many of you in the chat, tell me how many of you have made the double wedding ring? Because when I remember when I was growing up, I can remember seeing in a lot of people's houses that were in the church I was in, a lot of them had these laying on their beds, but it never occurred to me to ask any questions about it at the time. The Lincoln Platform. This was this deeply engaged in the Civil War. President Abraham Lincoln did not hesitate when Congress presented him with legislation that could energize a weary nation. When he signed the Homestead Act of 1862, President Lincoln sent a clear message that he believed the Union could and would endure, and that it would prosper. As a result, 270 million acres of land owned by the federal government in 30 states was offered for homesteading, thus creating the westward movement, one of the largest migrations of people in the United States history. So this block is about that. The next one is the Nebraska Pinwheel. Nebraska States block. That's pretty. The Liberty Star block. Wow, look at that. And those are the blocks for this. Now, we're going to drift over real quick to this other page I was going to talk about. This one is about quilt history. And basically this talks about when the quilting stitching itself was seen, and there is information from ancient Egypt in the Middle Ages through present day. The practice of quilting has been adopted not only in Europe but across the globe. Historically, quilting was utilized primarily for clothing due to its insulative properties. The earliest known indication of quilting was an ivory carving found in the Temple of Osiris at Abydos, and I bet I said that wrong, in 1903. It dated approximately 5,500 years ago, or around the 35th century BC. It depicts the king of Pharaoh of the Egyptians' first dynasty clad in a quilted mantle or cloak. This valuable piece is an understanding of ancient quilting practices that now reside in the British Museum. And this is a picture of the quilting. I can't make that big. I hope y'all can see that. But it's pretty cool looking. Historians speculate that the art of quilting, initially meant for clothing, was introduced to Europe via the Crusades. The Muslim victors wore tightly quilted garments as part of their armor, a practice quickly emulated by European soldiers of the medieval era. And then you fast forward to France in the 17th century, where the creation of heavily quilted and artfully designed petticoats and clothing emerged as cherished folk art. And then it continues on with the Industrial Revolution. And yeah, so I'm going to post this link as well for you guys. And yeah, go on over there and have a quick read and enjoy. Okay, now we're done with the history clip. Alrighty, I didn't used to care about history, but when it comes to things that you love, sometimes it's always nice to know, well, where did this come from, or when did it started, or how did it happen? It's nice to know sometimes you can learn something about your hobby that you didn't know before. So I have posted 2 links for you guys to go over and read about it. And you can also do your own history research by using Google to look stuff up like this up. So let me see who I've got new coming here. Right. Hello, Candace. Hi, Denise. Who else is in here? Hi, Judy Smith. And hello, Joyce. How are you? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get sewing and stop talking so much. All righty. So what I'm doing, as I said earlier, for those that just came in, I'm going to be doing the domino block. This is this week's block that's due by Saturday at 12 noon on Donna's Facebook group. So I'm going to do mine in batiks. The bigger blocks that you see in here, I'm going to use these butterfly batik. The opposite color is going to be this teal, which the camera, oh, there we go. That's what color the teal is. And I'm going to go ahead and use the white background that is also batik. So let me go ahead and get started. I'll lay the block out and we're going to start sewing it. All right. Let me see if anybody, Joe said she picked the log cabin. Okay. The poll was over on my community tab of the channel. All righty. And Denise says hi to you too, Nikolai.
Hi, Denise.
All right. So in the chat, tell me which block do you love out of all blocks you ever made? What is your favorite quilt block? Type it in the chat. And while you're doing that, I'm going to lay out a block. And I'll show you what it's going to look like when I lay it out. Because it'll be on this design board where it won't fall off. All right. Okay. Here. And then it's going to be huh? Yeah. Okay, show them as you're going along when you get it to a certain stage, babe. If you don't mind. You're waiting? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I start to move, I'll do it.
Okay, because I know they would like that. Okay. Tell me what your favorite block is. Okay, now we got that to like that part. This block looks like it's going to be so easy to put together as long as you don't get your colors mixed up with the checkerboard part of it. Okay, we got that one done. Now we need to put it like here. Feel. And it's going to be a fill here. White. We're going to put Okay. This is what it's going to look like before I sew it together. Did someone else come in? So let me see here. People are answering my question. Okay, Joyce says she likes the turn dash. Lori says log cabin. Judy says turn dash, but she also likes pinwheels. Yeah, I like the turn dash and pinwheels too, to be honest. Pat says she loves the crazy quilt. She loves adding the small bits of lace and other things to the block. Oh, that's cool. I would love. Do you have a picture of one that you've done like that? I would love to see it in the Greenland Quilter group. Charlotte says the card trick. I haven't made that one yet, but I would like to make it. Okay. All right. Anyone else want to share what block is their favorite? So this is what I got to sew together. So this is a lot like Lego building, kind of. All right. So, babe, just interrupt me when you're ready to show your next
Building
next section. You know.
wall.
Okay. Now I'm gonna get started building too. All right. All right. So I know some of you have already answered my question, so I'm gonna give you another one to answer. What have you been working on this week? Or have you been relaxing? Or I don't know, share something interesting with all of us. Pat says she has to find one. Have to see if she can find one. I would love that. I would love to see what you've done because it'll give me some inspiration on what I could do. I have an idea. I have some small, I used my number 3 DMC cotton yarn to make these small circle motifs that I created on my own by looking at on the Greenlandic national suit on the legs part, there's crocheted motifs and there's no pattern for that. And I took a picture of it and I managed to make that motif by looking at the picture. So I've got several of them in different colors. And I've been thinking about taking fabric and do a reverse applique and then sew those crocheted motifs underneath the oak where the circle has been cut out, which makes the reverse applique. Sew the crochet pieces onto a small block and then sew it onto the back side of the reverse. And so in the circle, you're going to see these crocheted motifs. What do you guys think about that? Because I think that would make a cool looking quilt. What do y'all say? Or at least a neat little wall hanging to hang on the wall. Anytime now, stop. What are you doing? Yeah, that was strange. Nora's kind of leaning on my foot pedal. That's what the deal is. All right, there we go. Now I got this needle moved over so I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out the two. What I'll do first is I'm going to go ahead and do this 9 patch here, which is not exactly a 9 patch since we have that rectangle right there. And I'm going to make the other one on the opposing corner, get those done first. All right. So what I'm going to do is to start sewing these together. These are square blocks, and I will be putting them face to face. And then I'm gonna make sure I have them lined up properly. And then I will sew a 1/4 inch seam on it. And I'll be doing all of that with the 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I will be doing string piece or doing yeah, I'll be chain piecing, that's what it's called. I'll be chain piecing so I can save on a little time. Or save, yeah, don't waste as much time. That's what I meant to say. All right. Let's see what everybody's saying. Farm Bricks, what are you working on? Candace says she's making quilted Christmas stockings for her daughter and roommates. Oh, that's awesome. Terry says she put together her Tree of Life PMQ. Awesome. Can you post a picture over in the quilting group? Pat says that sounds like it would be an awesome wall hanging. Yeah, I think it would too. Hi, Colleen. Welcome, welcome. She says, I like the maple leaf block. I'm working on the rain stick quilt. Fawns and Porter did a vlog on it, but I can't find the pattern, so I'm doing it my way. Hey, doing it my way is the best way. Pat says, this week I've been working on the Wizard of Oz Christmas ornaments for a friend. She plans on giving them to her kids. There are 4 of them. Not my favorite thing to do. Sounds like fun, though. It'll be interesting to see how they come out. All right. Now we're going to drop over here onto the left side and do the same thing. What, baby?
Remember that start that you made?
Yeah. You mean the cloth one?
Yeah.
I need to find it so I can share it with them. Hey, while you're at sea, can you make some more stars?
Yeah.
Because I want to sell some more next year. I don't have any for this year. For the Christmas Bazaar. And those sold like hotcakes. I was surprised. Okay, now I have all of them that I can do on this chain piecing. I'm going to take them out, finger press and use my seam roller, and then we'll put the next part onto them. And if anyone who doesn't know what a seam roller is, this is a seam roller. I actually have 2 of them. You've seen me using this one a lot. The only reason you see me using this one a lot is because I didn't know where this one was at the time, because when the storm hit that room, everything disappeared, kind of like, but I finally found it. Okay, so there's 3 of those. Make sure I don't get these mixed up. So this is what chain piecing looks like for anyone who doesn't know what that means. You're sewing multiple together to save time. All right. Anyone else going to tell me what you're working on? Let me see. Pat says they are cute, but just time consuming. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like when I make those Christmas hearts from fabric, those are so time consuming. So I'm gonna take, here's the block sewn together, one of them. Then what I'm gonna do is finger press this. You know, I just did that. And I will finger press it to the darker side. Like that. And then I'm gonna take my seam roller and I'm just gonna go over it to flatten it out more. Now I'm probably going to go ahead and sew these with the seams open because my nesting skill set is still not that great. So, and I've seen to get pretty accurate blocks by doing it with the seam open. Okay. Jess says I'm working on the Blizzard quilt from Laundry Basket's quilt. Oh, nice. I can't wait to see how that comes out. Okay, where does this one go? Oh, up here. All right. Joyce, are you working on anything? All right. Get this one done. So now I have this side done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this block and sew it to this one. we're going to sew these two to this white. Because what we're doing is we're making a 9 patch. But the 9 patch is not going to be exactly a full 9 patch because the top row has a rectangle in it. So I don't know if there's a name for this style of block where you pick a rectangle in place of block. This one's the Lone Ranger here. So I'm going to go, I've sewed these together. I'm going to take them back out again. Same thing, press the finger press and use the seam roller. Make sure you're following the pattern in the way it's made. Unless you want to, you know, do your own thing, which is fine too. Because sometimes that's what I do. I do my own thing too. And sometimes when you do your own thing, things come out better.
Don't make me sing that song again.
Which one? Oh, kind of like it when you say, what was the song?
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, but what's the song that sometimes you say and I end up singing that song for a while? The ABBA song. Knowing me, knowing you. There's nothing we can do, knowing me, knowing you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let me show you this first. I need a smaller design board. Where is my little one at? There. Wipe the stuff off here. Okay, so you can see what I'm about to do. I'm going to just put this one corner block on here that would normally be called a 9 patch. Okay, so here's what it looks like. So now I'm going to sew this to this, finger press and roll, use a seam roller, and then I'm going to sew this to this. And you'll end up with what looks like almost like a 9 patch. And for those, there's 2 ways that you can make these seams so that they're aligned properly. You can either nest them where you have pressed them to the dark side or to the other side, and when you're sewing the 2 rows together, you nest them together. I have my seams open, so I'm going to take a straight pin and put it through the center of the seam and align mine that way. Did I just see Joyce says Donnell's Bargello, but changing it a bit to have a little bit more movement. Oh, cool. And Joe says, no quilts this week, pet beds and blankets. Can you share what your pet beds look like in my Greenland Quilter group so I can see what they look like? After the first, I know that I have not been sharing everybody's work in a live from the group, but I am going to try really hard this upcoming new year to, I don't know, I think I want to do it. I don't know if I'll do it weekly or if I'll do it bi-weekly and get everybody to post. I'm thinking if I can get everybody to post what they're working on, then I can do like a once a month trunk show. And we'll use one live a month to just talk about everybody's work that they share within the Greenland Quilter group. And when you post your work, you can comment on why you chose the pattern and what you thought about the process and why you used the colors you did. You know, anything you want to say about that. And then when I do the trunk show, I can repeat while we share the screen all the information you gave about it. And I think that's a good way for us to get to know each other's creativity as well. This is the bottom. Okay. Just make sure when you're putting these together that you're putting them together in the right way. Okay, let me see. What's the next question I can ask you guys? Oh, what are y'all going to be served? Well, there is some people that's not in America here. Okay. I tell you what, we'll talk about Christmas instead. What are you going to, do you already know what your plans are for what you're going to serve as food for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? What is your plans? Babe, I'm going to buy a whole ribeye roast, I think, for later. But I'm definitely going to buy a duck.
What?
Yep. So when you come home, we can have ducks.
Right now, so far, this is how the wall looks like. I'm about to start a little bit higher up where the roof is. The front door where you can. Oh. Oops. Front door where you can open it too. You can make it dirty. And the chimney's going up to a good height too. So far, this is how it looks like.
Coming along, babe.
Now I'm about to put the roof up.
Okay, Joe, do you do Instagram? Terry says she doesn't plan meals out that far out. Well, I was going to say Thanksgiving, but there's some in here that are not even Americans, so they don't celebrate Thanksgiving the way we do. Or the way Americans do, I mean. Sorry. It's an American holiday and a Canadian one. Okay, now I have pinned them together. Now, I am not saying you have to use pins. I use pins because that's how I currently roll. Pat says that's really nice and it's going to be big.
Yep, it is. Wait till you see the finished part. I think this is our third time of building up.
Okay, Joe, what I'll do is I haven't set up a Greenland Quilter account for Instagram, but I do have Instagram with my name on it. But what I could do, I just kind of been putting it off because I've just been using my Instagram like I do everything else and just post my Greenland stuff on it. Over on my YouTube channel main page, it shows all of my website or social media links. If you want to post anything before the first of the year, you can look that link up and go there because it's under K Joelsen 326. I think I have a underscore between my K and J. And you can share pictures that way and just tag me and I'll see them. If you wait till after the first year, hopefully I can get some kind of something set up for Greenland Quilter where you guys can actually just tag Greenland Quilter and I can see it immediately and share it as part of the live share the screen thing, of everything people working on. Or you can email it to me. That's an option as well. And my email is over on my YouTube channel page.
I don't know that.
You didn't know that? Smarty pants. Do you even have that email address? It's the living.greenland2011@gmail.com. Yeah.
Teaching you with your other email.
Yeah.
Pulling your, what you call pulling your chains out again as usual.
Yanking my chain.
Yanking your chains again as usual.
Yep. Yanking my chain. Okay, now let's see if I got those seams lined up. And I do. Okay, so we're going to continue on, but first let me finger press this open and put the seam roller on it. And it's hot in here. even though I know it's not. Must be all these dang lights. Okay, so here I am with this part done so far. Upside down. Oops, it's supposed to be like that. So now I'm going to, so you can see what I'm about to do. I'm going to sew this to this. This is going to be a cute little block, I think. Joyce says, Nico, when you get through with each Lego kit, do you keep it together or put it back in the box?
Kind of. When I dismantle it, I dismantle it into a bag. Boxes take too much space.
But then you put them in totes.
Yeah.
He does have some stuff that's not dismantled though. He has quite a bit of, and if I can get enough lighting in our bedroom, because we have a wall that's got shelves on them, and it has all of his most of his, not all of them, or is it all of them? The creator buildings. All of the creator buildings? Okay. So on those shelves are all of the current creator buildings that he's done that has not been dismantled. And but when we get to sewing room setup, when I don't know when that's gonna happen, there's gonna be 2 walls where he can put his Legos where you guys can actually see them better. And he might be able to leave some of, more of them, together. We want to mount that Millennium Falcon on the wall, but oh my gosh, I just think that that's an accident waiting to happen trying to mount that thing on a wall. Can't hang it from the ceiling because our ceilings are too low. There is some kind of bracket you can actually buy for the Millennium Falcon to mount it on the wall. But I think that Millennium Falcon's as big as my mandala, don't you think so? It's as big as that?
It's kind of big as on my body.
Huh?
Kind of like a big stick.
No, I mean the radius of it, not the radius. The circumference of it's about the same size as my mandala. That thing.
I know, but I'm just trying to see if I think that one needs.
That's 120 centimeters across.
Yeah, well, quite big, yeah.
I think it's about the same size. So trying to mount that on the wall would be painful.
We'll be painful one day.
And every time somebody accidentally bumped it, or sometimes pieces fall off that you didn't do something to, it would just, yeah, it would be a crime to let it fall apart. All right. Candace says, we are having ham, turkey, and all the southern fixings. We have a family member that has stage 4 cancer, so it will be the last year with him. Oh, I'm so sorry. We hope to get everyone together, unlike the last couple. Yeah, what are your southern fixings you plan on making? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, Joe, that'd be great. If you decide you just rather email them, that's fine too. That email is used just exclusively for Greenland Quilter, so it's not saturated with garbage. Unlike my Gmail account over on the other side, my Kimmican one, I have like 17,000 emails in it now, and I don't know how it got to be so many of it. I think a long time ago. Where's it at? Yeah, along with that Ferris wheel. Okay, I am almost done with this one corner block. I'll show it to you here directly. And then we're going to do the other corner, which is opposite, diagonal. And then we'll put all of the rest of it together. All right.
I have a favorite for you. Lighthouse. That lighthouse that has a light that when you press on the button, that's turn on the battery, it rotates with lights on.
Yep. Have you gone and looked at all the new stuff on the Lego page yet?
Way too much information. You don't want me to drool on you.
Yeah, but you got to have something in mind that you want to try to find while we're in Denmark, right?
Yeah, that's some idea, but when you go to the Lego store, it will be different. Different story. Because I know you want something too.
Yeah, but you're buying me a sewing machine, remember?
As soon as you see them, I'm sure you will. I want this. I want that.
Do not say that.
Oh yeah, trust me, you will.
I do not say that.
You will see.
I do think that that glass house would be fun to have.
But when you see the new, what you flower things that they're making, you want them.
Something's wrong here.
Botanical stuff will be your main thing when you see them. I think they're coming 3 different new variations. And one of them has a little base to it.
Yeah. Oh, a base. Yeah, we haven't bought the base, have we?
No, I mean the flowers inside the vase.
Gotcha. I think something's wrong with this measurement. This 3.5 inch. Okay, those are right. It's just the square blocks. Hang on, you guys. I have to fix something real quick. This block seems to be a bit off. Ah, it's off by. That explains it.
I had a good last when I built up that life.
The lighthouse.
Yeah. It was fun to build.
I think that lighthouse is pretty. I don't know how I miscut this one. I must have been distracted when I cut it.
Ooh.
I wonder why.
I wonder.
I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't match that rectangle, and it should. It was this one was off by 1/4 of an inch. I don't know how I made that boo-boo. Yes, it does. That's why they always say measure twice, cut once. All right, I think I fixed my little problem here. Because I was like, wait, that doesn't match. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and get this other corner done. Let me see here. Candace says she probably some or other region. She's making sweet potato souffle, green beans casserole, corn souffle, and lots of pies. Man, you want to make me some cherry pies and send them my way? I love cherry pies.
Take a picture, send it to her.
Yeah, let's make me jealous and drool. I wish someone would mail me several cans of Comstock cherry pie filling, and I would make my own pie crust and make me some cherry pies from the Comstock because I really like those. They're cheaters when I don't feel like finding the real stuff to make it with. That would make my day if I got a box that had Comstock cherry pie filling in it. Oh my gosh. That would be fun. Okay. Something's missing. All right, let me look at this. This is supposed to be... Oh, I see what's missing now. Okay. So this goes here. And we want to put this one on here. Pat is saying she's liking the block so far. Thank you. I think it's going to be a cute little block. Do you guys want to see the other? This is block number 6. So I'm 6 weeks in on doing this so long. Do you guys want to see the other 5? Because I can show you the other 5 if you want to see them. And then we're going to put this one on here. Because I can show them after I get this block finished. So all I'm doing is repeating the same, what looks like a 9 patch. So I'm doing that part again, which is the opposing side. As you can see on the pattern you have what looks like a 9 patch here, and then up here on the top up diagonal is the other side that looks like that. And then I will go ahead and put this and this together, and then we're going to do all 4 quadrants together. Pat says she would love to see them. Okay, I'll get them out of my little tote and I'll show them all to you. All 6 weeks worth of them. Okay, now I've done that. Let's get these out of here. Then we're going to finger press and then sew all of these together, the 3 pieces together. And these are going to be super cute. One of my blocks I used some string pieces in it in the negative space of the block. So probably what's going to happen as I'm creating these blocks every week, anytime there's like big empty spaces, I'm probably going to stick in those empty spaces scrappy string blocks. Just, and somebody's going to say, well, won't that make it look off? Depends on whose point of view, I think. But I think it'll give it that even a more scrappy look, because overall, the quilt is going to be scrappy color-wise anyway, because I don't have a method of all the colors I plan on using. I am going with whatever makes me feel good. And currently, that's the way I want to do it. That goes up there, and that goes here in the middle. All right. So first, let's get this sewn together. It's just according to what I feel like that day, what I'll use. Sometimes I'm reluctant to use these because they're a mixture of colors, but I can't just keep not using them because they are pretty. And these fabrics that you see me using right now, these batiks, these came from last year's Cotton Cuts Rosa Your Way 31-day batik box. All right, so what I'm doing right now is getting my seams lined up properly. Now I use that with a straight pin right down the middle of the seam. And then I will line each side of the seam up. All right, what's everybody's current temperatures where you're at? Tell me where you're at and what the temperature is where you're at and what kind of weather you're having currently. We are at 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Do you think the lake might try to freeze since it's not? Is the wind still blowing?
I think so.
Because if the wind's still blowing, it's not going to freeze.
But there are some areas that have freezing a bit, but kind of open up a little bit, but still frost.
What about down there at the mouth of the lake? Is that still frozen or was that thawed out again?
Near the water change.
Yeah, down there at the mouth.
Yeah. So,
because I know we had all those temperatures above 32 degrees, so I was wondering if it had thawed out or not. Any ice down at the harbor that you saw?
No.
With all that wind, I doubt it. We got a little bit of snow. There was a period where all it did was rain for several hours. Then the rain turned to sleet, and then the sleet turned to snow. Then it turned back to rain again. Then sleet again. It was interesting around here for the past week. I'm like, are you going to make up your mind if you're going to snow or if you're just going to rain? And then we got warm air from the south. It was wind. And so any of that snow that we got the week before last went bye-bye. But right now there seems to be about 3 or 4 inches worth of snow on the ground. We'll see how long it stays. Candace asked me if I started my legit kit. No, I haven't. That's probably going to be a next year's project. The polar bears. No, the polar bear legit kit. You know, the one that Becca, the mama bear, baby bear. No, but I guess I better get on your little project or you're going to start complaining. When are you making mine?
Yeah.
You know, that is a good project for me to do next month. I think that's what I'll do for next month. You won't have it at sea this go around, but you will have the Christmas tree. But next time you go to sea, you'll have it. How about that?
I'll hold you to that part.
Yes, dear. Hey, Jackie. And Jackie says hi to you, honey.
Hi, Jackie.
Okay. Candace says, I'm in Georgia. It's 63 degrees cloudy. We finally got some rain overnight. We haven't had any since September. Pat says, here in Bear, Delaware, we are holding at 50 degrees and cloudy. Terry says it's 53 degrees and cloudy in Missouri. And anyone else want to volunteer some information of where they're at and what the temperature and the weather is like? Joyce says here in Montgomery, Alabama, and it's 74 degrees. Finally got rain last night and dropping down to the mid 40s for the next couple of nights. Nice. Can you tell by your phone what time it is?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, we've only been going an hour. Oh, we're doing good. We're doing real good, actually. After I spent all that time talking at the beginning. I just wanted to fill them in on what all was going on. while I'm sewing, I do want to mention something. You heard me talking about we're going to do the Greenland thing. I'm going to make a post over on the community tab and in my Greenland Quilter tab. And also, if you happen to be a member of my Living Greenland Facebook group, I will be posting there too, and probably on Instagram. So those who don't Facebook it can go over on Instagram or just go to my community tab. And I'm going to be saying the post is going to be about if you have questions that you want to ask me or Nikolai about Greenland, about us, about me moving to Greenland. I mean, any of those questions relating to any of that, I want you to ask your questions so that when we start talking about all of this, anybody who has questions, we will make time to answer all those questions. But I need you to post the questions because when we're live, it'll be a little bit harder for me to catch all the questions. I will try my best in case someone asks a question. I will not ignore anything anyone says, but you know how sometimes the chat moves a little fast? Right now, it's nice and yummy. Yeah, it's nice and slow, so you don't have to worry about. Hopefully, I haven't missed anybody on what they've said. And yeah, so I will make sure that I have all of those up in the next day or two, so you'll know where to go. So there, you have a choice of community tab on YouTube, on my channel, Instagram under my name, and I'll post all that on the community tab too, so that you can find me. I will also post my living.greenland2011@gmail.com. So if you don't have any of those social media platforms except YouTube, you can email me a question and I can put that on the list of questions that's being asked and get that address as well. Jackie says it's 82 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona. Wow, it's still quite warm. I figured fall would already be in the air there. Do you ever get really cold in Phoenix? Here's the second block. That goes in the diagonal across from the other one. All right. So we got this needs to be sewn to this. Nora, you're in my way. She is always right in front of my foot pedal. She's snoozing. She's all curled up in a ball. We fed her before the live this time, so she wouldn't be getting in up here and making noises. She had duck today or tonight for her dinner. We're having leftover bean soup that I made yesterday. Okay, that's gonna be at the bottom. All right, I'll show you these what I did to the butterfly part, and then we are going to start putting things together here directly. And I'll show all of that to you, and then you'll see where I'm going to be sewing 4 quadrants together. And then the block is going to be done, and then I'll show you the other block as well. Okay. Done. Find another missing piece. Have another missing piece.
Well, I know it's somewhere, but I can't find it. But, okay, extra cover.
Yeah, extras are great. That's why I want to come back with a whole box full of extras. So I don't know. I think you should try maybe thinking about designing your own little thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, for this little house that I'm building, there's a picture of the family. Looks like This is the family photo of that who lives there. Gabriel story.
Are you guys enjoying seeing him work on things while I'm sewing? Does it make it more interesting for the live? I always enjoy it because it gives us a chance to spend time while I'm working. That's what this is working.
Well, we did listen to Anita play when you're not online.
Yeah, when I'm not online, that's what we usually do is listen to Anita Blake. Anita Blake book. Right now we are listening to
Dead Ice.
Yep, Dead Ice. Yep. I have this upside down, looks like. Yep. Good thing I look. Pat says she loves watching you build.
Even if you didn't say that much, but
Hey, Laura. Laura says hi to you too, Nikolai. And she's
Laura.
saying,
Hi, Laura.
yeah. And Pat says, that's so sweet, Nikolai, talking about the picture thing, I think. Or us working together. Or both. So, Laura, are you working on anything right now, or are you just chilling? Oh, right, got that one pinned. Now let's get this other one pinned. Then we'll be sewing all, well, I need to press them. I'm gonna take these 4 quadrants over to the iron and press them, put some heat on them. And then I will show it to you before I sew them all together. Pat says both, honey. She thinks both is sweet. We love doing things together. The weather has been crappy for the last few days, so I haven't wanted to. Yesterday, I was going to sew for more than a few hours last night. I said, how long do you think I sewed yesterday? 3 hours, maybe? 2? Yeah, about 2 hours in, and I was in so much pain yesterday, I had to stop. And it was because we had, sometimes when the wind comes, it aggravates my back, which in turn the pain migrates down both my legs. And yesterday I was sitting in the chair, and the longer I sat in the chair, the more I'm like, I don't want to be in here because the chair was hurting me. Pain is such an evil thing. And I refuse to take my I take paracetamol all the time, which is the same thing as Tylenol. So every 4 hours I take that. And that keeps things to a dull roar. When the wind comes, I don't know what it is about it, but it antagonizes my pain and makes it worse. And normally the heavier pain medicine, which is only one type, it's an opiate. I only take it at night, at 6 and midnight. It's usually when I take it. But yesterday, this person was taking hers earlier. And normally I don't do that. I usually suck it up and, ignore it. Because I don't want to take the Tridlin all day long because I don't have addiction problems. Thank goodness, because I'm not that type of, I guess it's not, I don't know, I just don't have that problem. And it's probably because I've chosen to be like that about drugs. But every now and then it gets the best of me and I give in. But it's once in a blue moon when I do it. Now, I found an alternative way of dealing with the pain when I was in the United States, but the alternative is not sold over here. And to me, the alternative works better. And it doesn't have that addiction thing going on that you always have to worry about. My husband, on the other hand, he has a very high pain threshold. When he takes paracetamol, that means that the pain levels are probably 10 times worse than mine. I never seen anybody can tolerate pain more than me, because he does. But I know a few people that have that high pain threshold where it doesn't bother them for the most part. When he does complain about it, you know that it's serious. Me, I've been suffering with this back pain for so long. It's part of my life, and there's no way of escaping it, all because somebody rear-ended me in their vehicle doing 65 miles an hour, and I was at a dead stop when it happened. And so it injured two of my discs in my back, in my lower back. When I was riding my horses, that something about riding, you use a, uh-oh, I gotta fix it. Do I ignore that or do I fix it? I don't wanna.
Oh,
So anyway, when I was riding my horse, sitting in the saddle, you know, you use the muscles in your thighs get used quite a bit to help with balancing on a horse. So, and it rocks your hips in an interesting way. And so, I mean, if I picked up my saddle or whatever, because my saddle weighed like 40 pounds, sometimes I would feel pain in my back from that. But for the most part, riding a horse kept those muscles active constantly. And there's no way to imitate that particular exercise outside of being on a horse. And so a lot of times it helped manage my pain because I was doing that type of activity. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't suffer from pain when I was running or riding. No, if I spent, like 5 or 6 hours in the saddle, yes, my back would start bothering me a little bit, or my leg would go numb, or I'd have pain going down the left side, whatever. But the pain was less. Now, at nighttime, I still suffered from pain. I think that pain is more enhanced when you're trying to lay down and go to sleep. Hey, Mona, welcome. No, Joyce, I haven't. What do you do? Put it in food? Is that what you do with it? She says turmeric helped her stop having to use a cane. Wow. I have to look into that. Do you take it in pill form or how do you take it? I don't know that I could just outright eat turmeric with nothing else. Because I know turmeric is found in curry also. Speaking of curry, maybe we should have salmon sometime this week, babe.
right.
And because now I have yeah, let's do some salmon this week. Let's do it. What day do I not have a lot? Let's do salmon Sunday. And I'll make curry to go with it. And rice. And steamed broccoli. You want to steam broccoli or you want to have a stir fry? We could do a stir fry with it. That curry would go good on that stir fry.
Right.
Okay. If I can make enough curry to go on the top of it. Because we haven't had curry in a while.
Salmon.
Definitely haven't had salmon because we ran out. All right, so here is what the other quadrant block looks like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it. Sorry, this is the bottom one. I was about to say that butterfly was wrong. And the other quadrant, here's the butterfly. So let me go over and press them. And then we're going to sew all 4 of them together.
The Lego that I'm building so far, the chimney had gone higher than the other building, and of course there's some little thing here. But like I said, the picture frame is coming up, and of course you no the sock,
Huh?
the sock. I mean like a
Stockings?
stocking. Yeah, there's stockings in it too. 3 of them.
Cool. Yeah, you can entertain them while I'm trying
Yeah.
to learn.
So far, then I'm still trying to build pieces of. I'm about to try to make a chair when I'm looking to find all the parts somewhere around here.
How many years do you think you've been building Lego?
All my life.
Do you remember what age you were at when you were at your youngest?
Probably 3 or 4.
Like my kid. I remember us having Legos as girls, but I spent so much time outside. I don't know that I spent much time building Legos because I just wanted to get out of the house, to get away from you know who.
Mm-hmm.
And that was how I escaped some of it. All right, let's bring them over and give them another good press. And then we're going to put this block together.
Of course, me and my cousins that were closest to me, we were like, I'm the oldest, there's the middle, and the youngest. Like 74, 75, 76. Born in those years. I am always the mischievous one, all of 3 of us.
You stayed in trouble, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
I
Oh.
think boys just do that.
Always in trouble. You know those laundry baskets with the tall ones that you can put just like a tall round laundry basket.
Yeah.
I usually put one of our youngest into it and tip it over, like rolling it to her and scare the crap out of her.
Oh no!
I got scolded for that many times. I'm not gonna do that again. But within 5-10 minutes again, guess what I do? Same shit again. That's my language.
Yeah, gotta watch your language. YouTube will flag your channel.
Hello.
You had used a naughty word.
Pardon my language.
Or someone complained about it. People give words too much power.
I am an escape con as well too, in my youth time, my very young age.
What do you mean by that, by the way?
That's more like I can escape from a narrow, what can I say, narrow place. I'm not sure, but
Squeeze through an area?
yeah, squeeze through an area where there's where where I can where where I can land in a dangerous place where if I fall down, I will hit a rock.
Ah, playing in dangerous places you shouldn't be.
Yeah. But I wasn't what you call escape artist.
Okay, this is before I sew the colors together. I mean the quadrants together, sorry. You guys think the butterflies work okay with this? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew this one to the side and this to this side. And then when I got both sides sewn together, I'll sew down the center seam, and then it'll be a 9-inch block. That will be the finished block. Hey, hey, Ted. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Ted.
All right, let's pin this side together first. And look, there is no seams that I have to match in this direction. See that? None. Mona says it's pretty. Thank you. All right. I think this block is going to be finished by the time it's time to log off of here. We still got plenty of time though. We still got another half an hour. We can go. We can still go. We can go longer than 2 hours, but how much longer do you think you have to get yours finished? Another hour? Okay. All right. Then we can stretch it out.
Picture of it later, the finished product, and put it in your community.
We don't have to do that. I would rather you finish it so they can see the finished product since they voted on it. I can work on other things.
Oh,
What, baby?
anyone wants a cookie?
I have to say this for the Lego kits. They don't leave nothing out when it comes to whatever it is you're making.
Anyone wants a cookie? I kind of right here.
Want a cookie, mister? I have some cookies. Terry says the block is beautiful. Hey, yeah. Terry says the block is beautiful. Thank you. I can't wait to put it all the way together. Then I'll show you all 6 blocks so that has been made so far. There's supposed to be something like 48 of these before it's over with, which I'm like, whoa, that's going to be a lot of blocks. I decided I was going to do the 8-inch or not. Some of them are 8-inch and some of them are 9-inch. And then I will put the ones that are a little bit bigger. I'm just going to put sashings or something on them so that they all match. Probably what I'll do is put all of them in sashing. And then just depending on the block will depend on the width of a sashing so that when I do sew them all together, they match like they're supposed to. I don't know what kind of layout I'm going to do yet. Because I asked if there was going to be a layout, and she says, that's up to you. So I don't know if they're planning to have a layout or not. All right, let me go press these.
Got my scissors, you know.
For what?
Lego scissors.
Oh, yeah. You didn't let me have that other one.
I know.
I'm like, you might as well add that one to my collection.
Yeah.
Just like that little German Shepherd dog. Okay. Now we're going to sew the 2 down the center. And on this side, there is 1, 2, 3 seams that's going to need to match. But it's good. It's all good. I just need to get all my little tails off of here. All right, let's go ahead and get that sewn on after I pin it. Make sure I'm putting everything on here. Oh, crap. Hang on a minute, you guys. I have to fix something because yeah. That's not going to work for me. One of these is great. No, it'll be okay. I'm going to leave it. Let's see if anybody says anything about it. Hey, Shirley, right? Around to it is Shirley. I'm still trying to learn some names to some of the channels. Welcome, welcome to the chat and the live. Okay. What can be my next question to ask? Let me see here. What can I ask? All right. Besides being a quilter, or for those who are not quilters, what is your next holiday, or what other hobby do you like to dabble in? And that hobby can be music, gardening, reading. I mean, whatever you do for fun and relaxation. What is your other hobbies? I finally remember her name. Yay! Welcome, welcome, Shirley. I'm always afraid of offending somebody by using the wrong name. I'm one of these people that can remember faces, but I don't always remember their name to the face. It's a strange syndrome. Unless I talk to them all the time. But if I don't talk to them on a regular basis, then the name may not always click with the face. But I can remember phone numbers that are 50 years old. Go figure. Eating no meat is not a hobby. At least I don't think it's a hobby. I just think you want to yank my chain, Ted.
Cool.
Ted, he's a vegetarian apparently.
Oh.
I don't think he could survive the Arctic living off of vegetables.
Oh, sorry. Nope.
Not possible.
Oh. Okay.
I guess if you ate enough beans and stuff, you could, because beans have lots of protein in it. But I'm not sure about the fat and stuff. Because fat also contributes to how your body maintains body heat here in the Arctic.
Remember your first time you ate wheat?
Oh yeah. But we all know why. Well, because that meat, all that meat has niacin in it, high levels of it. Whale and seal.
You know why? I you up.
Yep. Yep. Do you know that Facebook put a security or some kind of cover on the one of the Greenlanders posted their dispatching of whale, and they were butchering it out on the rocks, and he posted it over on Facebook because he's on my friends list, so I shared it in my Living Greenland page. It got a cover put on it, and some people can't see what it's showing.
You got uncovered when you click it.
Well, I told she wasn't able to even click on the thing where she could uncover it, which is kind of weird. I'm like, you couldn't even tell that it was whale unless you read what the caption said. Or if you're like me, know what whale meat looks like, you know? Let me see here. We have some answers coming in. Hey, Joy T. Hello, hello.
Hi, Georgie.
Pat says anything that's crafty. It seems like I do it all. Ted says looking for food. Joy T says learning new ethnic recipes. Yum. You know what? Next time I go to the United States, we are going to find a Indian restaurant to go eat at. I have never eat food from India, and I want to try it.
Spicy.
Well, they should have less spicy stuff, right? If not, I'll just take me a canister of sour cream in with me. And that'll take care of it. Candace says quilting and card making are my hobbies. Laura says I do crochet, embroidery, both hand and machine, cross stitch, and some knitting. Yeah, that's cool. I want to learn how to cross stitch, you guys. I've never cross stitched. I know how to embroider by hand, but I don't know if I can remember how to do it because it's been since I was 16 or 17. Probably was the last time I did anything. And that's like a long time ago. Oh, that's bye Miss American Pie.
I got Weird Al Yankovic song in my head
Oh,
with Star Wars thing.
what? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he did a song that had to do with Star Wars.
Oh, it is.
All right. I need that tote to have those blocks in it too.
I think he always tried to make some for
Turn a song into something that's supposed to be funny.
yeah, a theme or something like that. Oh, you
I remember when I was a kid, I remember hearing Miss American Pie, but there was also this song called "And They Call Him the Street." Remind me to play that song to you if I can find it on YouTube.
me?
Yeah, because I don't think I doubt you've ever heard it. But someone wrote the song because someone in Florida got arrested for streaking across the highway. Look here, y'all. This is called the Domino block. And this one is a 9-inch. All these tails hanging off the sides. So this one's going to have, when I do put this in as part of the quilt, I have to make sure that these butterflies are sitting in the right direction. So anyway, here it is. All right, let me get the other blocks and I'll show you all of them. And I'll show them to you in the order we did them. Or that we've been doing them, that is. Okay, so this is number 5. Okay, and I'm also going to show you the block that I did with Eric Saturday of the churn dash with the string art, and then so you'll be looking forward to see what we come up with for this coming weekend. Okay, these are blocks from the Quilt Builder card deck. And this is being done with Donna's Handmade with Ying member group. And every week she gives us a new block to do. And as I showed you with this one, this is what the domino looked like before I started on it. Okay. So this one's called Broken Dishes. What? A corner roll? No, there's no corner roll. Oh, you're right. I do. Ooh, thank you for seeing that. I will have to fix it. Yep. Gonna have to take that apart and fix it. Thank you for telling me that because I would have saw it eventually. Anyway, block 1, Broken Dishes. Thank you, Pat. I will fix that immediately. This one's called, what is this one called? Darn it. Oh, let me look it up on my phone because I forgot what the name of this one was called. Hold on a minute. Go over to Facebook and look it up. Oh, Donna's Facebook group is called Ying Pen Pals. And the block name for this one is called where is it? Should be able to see folders. What is the name of this block? Because this is block number 2. No, I gotta find one that somebody actually gave it a name, put its name on here. Some people didn't even comment, they just put block 2. It's called Fanny's Favorite. So this is block 2, Fanny's Favorite. Hi, Katie, just sat down. I'm all yours. Okay, I have a block to fix. So anyway, this is number 2. Number 3 is the churn dash. Number 4 is called, yep, something road, I think. What is this one called? This one's called Washington Sidewalk. And then this one is called Right and Left, and I put a string block in the middle of it. So that's number 5. And number 6, which now I know I gotta fix, thanks because somebody saw my little boo-boo up here. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I did that. Let me see what I did wrong. Oh, I turned it. Now I know what I did wrong. I turned it in the wrong direction. Okay, so I'm going to fix that block, but I wanted to show you last Saturday's handiwork with string art or string blocks. This is a churn dash using the churn dash part solid, and then the rest of it being scrappy strings. Me and Eric really had a good time doing these. And so this Saturday, we are going to be creating a couple more blocks while using string as the main event. So any way you turn this, this is how it looks. Cool, huh? All right, so let me get this other block took apart, part of the way anyway. I gotta take the left side of it off. It's this left side I gotta take off. All right, first I need to take the 2 pieces apart. So you get to see in real time that even my man. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last Saturday, I think we went 3 hours with it, something like that. And we're probably going to be taking I don't know, it may go 3 hours again. It just depends. It depends on how quickly we get through what we're making, because we're going to show you how to make 2 different blocks. And remember how I was showing you the book, that 1,000 block book, that there was a block in there that using string. I finally found the block I was trying to find with you guys when I was online the other day. Eric was right. It did have part of the word in it that he was talking about. So I did locate it, and I said, so he gave him the page number where you could find it in his book. Denise says, topic, what does Nikolai do with Lego sets he puts together?
Oh, well, having fun with them, play with them a little bit, and then dismantling them again.
Now, some of them he has not dismantled. How many of you guys like stuff from like World War II and World War I? He found this company that makes bricks that have to do with war machines and stuff, because Lego does not make war machines, which is kind of weird because they make war machines that have to do with Star Wars. But World War II is a sensitive subject, I think, for most Europeans, and since Legos are a Denmark company, that might be why. Terry says she loves the string blocks in it. Yeah, it makes it look, I would have never thought in a million years that take and make a block where you use a solid color for the block, the design of the block, but use the string as the background while using a solid as the layout. It comes out really cool. So all you're doing is just reversing the color is what you're doing. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm ripping out the 2 halves apart first. And I'll show you in a minute that I've done that, because I'm only going to have to rip one side apart. Okay. So now they're apart. The part that has to be fixed is up here. This is turned the wrong way. All right, so we'll set that aside, and we're going to pull. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these 2 quadrants from each other. I'm glad Pat caught that, because I would have caught it like days down the road. Or when I went to take a picture, I'm like, uh-oh, I messed up. I love it when it's interesting how when you take a picture, or like you guys saw it on the video, on the live, because you're looking at it through a video, you can see immediately when a mistake is made. But when you're eyeballing it right in front of you, you don't necessarily see it. Have y'all ever experienced that? Eric is yeah, he is. And he's fun to sew with. He's so calm and relaxing, and I have really enjoyed sewing with him. He has that quiet, soft, well, it's not quiet as much as it's, I don't know, I can't explain his voice. He would make a good radio station talker.
Host?
No, you know how on live radio stations you have some people that have this voice that you can listen to all day long?
Delilah?
Like Delilah, or like there's a couple of men that have that same kind of voice, and it's like you can listen to them all day long. and be perfectly content just listening. But yeah, Delilah has a good voice too. All right, now what I need to do is pick out all these loose threads before I go any further because I don't want any of them sticking out when I get ready to fix it. What, babe?
What do you think of the table?
Oh, that's cute. Show it to them up close.
That looks like a dining table to me. Christmassy.
Yeah, it does look like a dining table. It's got a table runner on it and everything. That's a table runner, this red part.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but the light is still in the air, Georgie. Might be the best idea to check it up on your side of the pond.
Yeah, because we're not in the United States enough to find out if she's online. And if she is, we don't know when it is these days. Used to could listen to her in Florida whenever Nikolai would come. We would listen when we were road tripping. But we didn't hear her on the radio, did we?
No.
And that truck, we had to switch radio stations every time we got out of range of one radio station because the truck we were driving didn't have updated radios in it. That truck was I can't remember what year it was. It just didn't have many miles on it. Maybe we can take some kind of portable something with us next go around. You know?
Yeah.
If we happen to use that truck again. I know one thing, I'll make sure I put tires on it before we road trip with it.
Yeah.
So we don't have a blowout again.
Okay. Goodbye.
Yes, it did. It wasn't nothing. It was just because the trucks wasn't being driven much and tires dry rot when they sit too long. And I halfway thought that there might have been something going on with that one tire because of the way it was vibrating on the front of the truck. When we were down in South Florida, remember how it was vibrating? We kept thinking, oh, we're going to have a flat tire. Didn't happen until we were on our way back from Georgia.
Well, what? Damn, crap out of me.
Yep. We put like 3,000 miles on that little truck. That's probably the most it's ever been driven at one time. Yeah, within a month. Yeah, because it only had 50,000 miles on it, and it was at least 15 or 20 years old. Okay, I've got these pulled apart. Now let me see if I can get these turned. Now, let me look at my little pattern page. Make sure I have it pointed in the right way. No, I do not.
Again.
Now it's turned in the right way. Okay, got it. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, now I've got it turned in the right way. Okay, now I can sew it back on. I used to listen to her. Joy T says she used to listen to her way back when. Yeah, me too. I liked listening to her because sometimes she had really good advice for people. But I also liked the music that she played. Let me see here. I missed something from Pat. Pat says, I have a lot. It's like you say up close, you really don't see it, but through the lens, it shows up. Yes, that's when I notice it. Especially, I have put a whole quilt together, hang it on the wall, take a picture of it. Now you're standing there looking at it while it's on the wall and you don't see it. But the minute you look at it on your phone, you're like, oh my God, look what I did. And sometimes you don't even see it until after you quilted it, and then it's too late. You can't do anything about it. Well, you could if you wanted to be that way, take the time to pull some parts of it apart. I don't know how many of you have seen this video with Donna Jordan, but she did a video. It had to do with she had created a quilt. You know, she makes quilts every week. That you watch her do on a video. And I don't remember what the name of that quilt was, but she had done that quilt months ago, and they saw where she made a mistake and turned one half square triangle the wrong way. She showed us how to take out the quilting that went across that small area. She ripped out that part of the quilting. But before she ripped out the quilting, she took a erasable pin and she marked where the quilting was. Then she took her seam ripper and gently ripped through the seam of where that half square triangle was, and ripped enough of the seam out on both sides so that she could take that out, turn it in the right direction, sew it with the sewing machine, and then go and put all of it back and then requilt that one area. Talk about gifted on being able to fix something like that.
You already know that's how the chimney looks like. And I've added a little bit more building to the other side of the house. Then look like this. And it's we can say the bedroom. You can see here. Then dining table area, and of course have a look at it. I'm about to finish this roofing to this all over the thing looks like.
Pat says then it's a design choice. Yep. Okay, I have fixed the mistake. Just everybody look before I go sticking it back on the other part. Joy T says Google says she's 64 and still on the air. I will try to find her later tonight. It says she streamed. And Pat says she wants to come sit at the table with you, Nikolai.
You're welcome to do that.
Get on an airplane and come on.
Got some toads here that's waiting for a builder. I think I got what, 5-4 toads?
You have a lot of totes.
Yeah.
We need to figure out what the dollar amount of all of that is. After listening to Little Legos saying he had 25 grand worth of Legos, I'm curious to know what you have price wise. Especially the ones that are retired and worth more money these days.
Starfighter, no, what, X-Wing Starfighter. The one that Luke flies with.
That you got hanging in the bedroom?
Yeah. It's a retired set. I think last time I checked it at YouTube or Google it, I think it's about $1,200.
So will those Duplos that are over 30 or 40 years old be worth that kind of money?
Probably, maybe higher too, for the right collector.
Some of those Duplos I have in storage from the kids. Lynette's 37, so I think she got her first set of Legos when she was 7 or 8 months old. They have to be worth quite a bit to be up in the age like that, and they're all intact and none of them are broken. And I'm pretty sure I have the books filed in a box because I didn't throw the books away. It's like, so many, sometimes people don't think that's, once they build it, they should keep the book. Keeping a book and keeping it with the Legos makes them worth something.
Yep. My big sister just gave me some Legos that she no longer wanted because her kids no longer want to play with the Legos. I kind of like took them, inherit them.
Yeah, you inherit them.
Yeah,
She gave them to you either way. It came from family.
Yeah. She gave them to me. I think there was only few that have the instructions manuals on them. Rest of them can be used with their imagination.
Yep. Or spare parts.
Yeah, spare parts.
I think the ones that you don't have anything to, you'd always recreate something.
Yep.
Be your own designer. Do it your way. Because I know that's how Lego ideas come up, is people sit and take, a bunch of Legos and build their own thing and then share it with Lego, and then sometimes their design turns out to be something that Lego wants to turn into kit. That's how this stuff comes about.
There's a page called Lego Idea that's running like that.
Yep. That's where that piano was at when I first saw it the first time. I sure could kick myself for not buying it.
You can still buy it.
Can I?
Yeah.
I thought it was retired.
It is retired. When you go to the Lego store, you can buy it.
Well, when we go to the Lego store, maybe that's what I'll get instead. The piano. That's cool. That and that 18th century glass house that they've got.
Botanical garden?
Yep.
What about me?
Anything about my horses? I guess I haven't talked about them in a while. Shotgun passed away. When did he pass away? While I was still in the United States. It's when I was sick. In 2018, when I was sick in California, I was going to go to Florida to see him, and then I couldn't get to Florida because I kept catching influenza. And he died. I don't know if did he die while I was in the States, or did he die when I came home?
I
think he passed when I came home, didn't he? Like a couple months after I came home?
Or you were not able to go there.
I think he passed. Yeah, it was either while I was there and couldn't go, or it was right after I come back and he passed away. And he was at least 32 or 33 years old when he passed away. As far as now with Scamp's doing good. Scamp's 17 years old now. But the other two horses, I don't know anything about where they are or how they're doing or if they're gone. I don't know anything about them because whoever bought them stopped talking. So what's going on with your sewing room? That's a laugh. Nothing is going on with my sewing room. We are no closer to getting moved in.
So work in progress.
It's a work in progress. I'm just not going to stress over it. I feel like that when the time is right and my brain is okay about being in there anyway, I think it'll be when things get done. I mean, I've been going in and out of there a little bit, just spending an hour here, spending an hour there. I went in there and I shook off a bunch of glass off with some more fabric the other day, and I spent about an hour doing that. And then I came out of there with glass all over the front of my clothes. So there was that problem. Because every time we move something, we find more glass. Or pick up a box that you didn't think had glass in it, and it has glass in it. Some things has glass in it. I have no idea how the glass got in it. because they were covered up. They weren't sealed, but they were covered up because something else, you know, like it was sitting in a. I have this cabinet that has sliding baskets that go in and out, and because it was sitting up underneath the cutting table, it shouldn't have got glass in it, but there's glass in it, and I don't know how it got in there.
Okay, because we may have this,
Whirlwind going on. Yes, they have. They're finished with the outside, aren't they, babe?
yeah, that.
Yeah, they're all done now. They finally got that last paint. They finally finished painting it, so it's all done. The paint looks good on the outside, and the inside of that part of it's been done too. So all of that's done. So now it's a matter of me getting in there, me and Nikolai getting in there and dealing with all the glass. We're still having issues with them paying the bills. Speaking of that, have you heard anything back? I think you need to call them. Hey, Cherry, what you doing? All right, now see if you see a mistake. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Now all I gotta do is press it. Look, honey.
Looking good.
Okay, looks like I fixed the problem. Thank you for pointing that out, by the way. Do y'all like the butterflies? Okay, let me get it pressed. Okay, it's now pressed and done. Y'all like it? Pat says it looks perfect now. Cherry says that's pretty. Love the fabrics. And Joy T says, yep. Okay, so it's finished. Now all I gotta do is take a picture of it and go post it over on Donna's website and report that I have finished the block. Let me show you what some of you may not have. I know I showed these the other day. I don't know how many of you actually saw it when I showed it to you, but let me show you what I'm going to only show you one side of it because it won't have measurements on it. But one side of it looks like this in color and it has measurements down here. And the measurements are for like this block here. You can make a 6-inch, an 8-inch, a 10-inch, a 12-inch, a 36-inch. The block that I just finished, the domino, you could make a 6-inch, 9-inch, 12-inch, 15-inch, and 36-inch. And it gives you all the measurements on what size of pieces that you have to cut and decide. So you see it's different shapes of blocks. Also, since we're talking about this card set, the other day I also brought up that I had gotten a card set in last year's Cotton Cuts 12-day Notion box, the Rosa Notion box, and I couldn't find them the other day, but I have found them. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I have as planned for Christmas for December. But let me show you more of these blocks. This was the broken dishes you saw that I had done. This is the churn dash one I did. Fanny's favorite. It looks like a circle, doesn't it? Jackie says that Delilah is on air in Phoenix almost every night. What line is the butterfly fabric? The butterfly fabric is a batik, and it came in the Rosa Your Way fabric batik box last year, and I have no idea who the designer of it is. But I will, here's what I can do. Who asked that? Sherry did. Terry, I'll screenshot or I'll take a picture of the butterfly fabric, a whole piece of it, and run it through Google search and see if I can find out what the name of it is. Okay, this one is called, the one that I put the scrappy, the string scraps in the center of. This one's right and left. See how different it looks when it looks like this? This one's called Washington Sidewalk. I did that block. All right. And we can go through and I can tell you the names of some of these blocks if you're interested. Okay. I'll show you some of these other blocks. This one's called the Windmill, Whirlwind, Triangles and Stripes, Toad in a Puddle, Susanna, Sunshine. See that empty space in the middle? I will stick something in the middle of that if we end up doing that block. Maybe I'll do a reverse applique circle and make it look like a sun or something. I don't know. I'll come up with something. The Star Puzzle. Ooh. Square and Star. Sparkling Star. Ooh, I want to do this one. I think this one's going to be fun. Look at all those cool looking movement going on in it. Sarah's favorite. Old Tipper Canoe. Or no, Old Tippy Canoe. That one's cool too. Old Maid's Ramble. Old Maid's Puzzle. Nine Patch Variation. Kansas Troubles. I want to make that one too. Look at that. That would be fun. That pinwheel with all those triangles. Jewel Box. Jacob's Ladder. Heart. Flower Basket. Dutch Rose. Double Sawtooth. A Diamond Star. Crow's Foot. Constellation. Big Dipper. Balkan Puzzle. See, that looks an awful lot like the right and left block. And Art Square. Okay. Now back to all right. Now let me show you this box that came with cotton cuts, and I'm going to show you this for a reason. I'm waiting on my Rosa Your Way Christmas batik box. This year, I'm going to do my box opening different than last year. If you remember last year, I did box openings with or the each day openings with Danny of So Not an Expert. And what we did is we did a video once a week, and she would do it 1 month, and then 1 week, and then the next week it would be my turn. And I would bring her onto mine, and then she would bring me onto hers. And we would do 7 days worth of openings because I didn't want to do this everyday affair. This year, I'm doing what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 video a week, but the video is not only going to be about opening that little gift and pulling out a fat quarter to show you. I am going to take every day and take that one piece of fabric along with a background like this, because this is batik, and I am going to make a block from each fat quarter every day when I open it. So when you get the first video of 7 days, there's going to be 7 blocks made after I've opened 7 days worth of fabric. This box that I have here, it's called the Half Square Triangle Quilt Block Design Deck. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cards out, and I'm going to create a block every day using this little deck of cards. And inside these deck of cards, you have solid blocks like this. And on the back, you have half squares also. So see, you have solids and half squares. Solids where you have dark on one side, white on the other side, or lighter color on the other side. And you can sit here and just, it's just like getting a Stitch It kit. You've seen me do the Stitch It kit where you can design your own blocks because you're going to get pre-cuts. You can take these same things and just lay them out on your table and come up with a design with them. And then you can, and because this is, you already know what the block will look like once you figure out your design, all you really have to do is decide, well, what size block do I want? Okay, so if I wanted to make, say, a, let me think here. I'll look at this. Say I want to make a churn dash, okay? Let me look at these blocks real quick so I can figure this out. I want to make a churn dash using these blocks. Then all you would need to do is decide what size you want that center block to be. So you could say this, because I'm a visual learner, so I just need to be able to see how I can figure out the math on it. Now, if you're more mathematically inclined, you probably will figure it out faster. So if I wanted the center to be 2.5 inches, then I'd want everything all the way around it to be 2.5 inches. And then, yeah, see what I'm saying? And now, will I know what the finished block will be? Not until I finish the block. Hang on a second. I need to figure out something here. I need more black. Hold on, I'm looking at this to see if I'm telling you guys right. But anyway, I think you get the idea. See, whatever you want to do. Now, if you don't, I'm not saying that you need to have this deck of box. You don't. Whatever fat quarters that you're making, you can do it however you want to, and with whatever pattern you want to. But I thought I would make it interesting and create all of my blocks using this small box of cards. And you watch, I will do it on a video where you can see me actually figuring out the design I'm going to do with them. Then go ahead and take the fat quarter that I opened that first day, second day, third day, whatever. And each day will be a small little block. And I'll probably keep them small. I'm not going to make them big blocks. They'll probably be 5 or 6 inch blocks, or I don't know. I haven't made a decision on what size. And they could vary also in the size of the block. You can make some of them big blocks and some of them small blocks. Because a fat quarter can make a big block if you really wanted an enormous one. I bet you could take a one fat quarter and the same size fat quarter of a background and make a huge block. It just depends on what you're interested in doing. So that's my plan for my Christmas block. And then you're going to get 5 weeks of videos because I'm paid for 31 days. So you'll get once a week. I don't know. I'm hoping that my box will get here before December so I can go ahead and get myself a week in advance done. But from what I understand, they just started mailing the boxes out yesterday or today. And so I don't know when mine will be out. And everything's been taking way too long to get here. All right. Another thing I wanted to mention is this is number 6 of my Modern Maker Ambassador blocks or box. So when Kim asked me to be the ambassador, we were going to start out on a 6-month, I don't know what you call it, but we're going to try it for 6 months and then reevaluate and see if I get to continue. So I'm sure most of you have watched my tutorials because I open the box and then I make a block using the Cotton Cuts Color Challenge box. So I have 2 questions for you and I need y'all to answer them. The first question is, did all of you guys, have you enjoyed the last 5 months of my unboxing the Modern Maker box and creating a block from it? I need feedback. Did you like it? So you can say, yes, you liked it. No, you didn't. Or you never watched the video. Say, I haven't seen the video. Hey, Teresa, welcome, welcome. Tell me, there's 3 choices here. Or I could do a poll. Let me make a poll and y'all answer it that way. I think I can make a poll. Yeah, here it is. Because I need a little bit of feedback because I want to get back to Kim and say, hey, this is what all you guys said about these boxes when I was doing them on the video. Because maybe if we get feedback on it, then when I share the feedback from you guys with her, because I really want to do 6 more months of this so that I have 12 blocks to turn into a quilt top, a big quilt top. And when I finish it, then we'll get it quilted. And then I think I want to give it away next year in December as a gift to someone. It'll be like what I did when I reached 1,000. Remember, we had 2, no, when we were raising money for Thomas, I gave away 2 quilts back then. So I want to come up, I may give the quilt away after I get it all, pay it forward. On New Year's Eve, all of these 6 boxes will be given away in my New Year's Eve 12-hour live. Now they're going to be missing a little bit of fabric because I made a block from them. Okay. But there's enough fabric left in each box to make however many blocks you want, or you can combine them with other fabric that you already have on hand. Some of this is art gallery blocking or art gallery fabric, and it is so yummy to feel of. It's just nice. So I'm sure that whoever wins these boxes, because there'll be 1 winner per box, there will be a Google form that everybody's going to have to do to participate in the giveaway, because that's how I'm going to be able to give it away. And then after New Year's Day, I will mail them out to everyone that won them. I'm also going to give away 4 $25 gift cards on that same 12-hour live. I'm hoping I can get a couple of sponsors to donate something. I'll be talking to Kim and see if Kim wants to donate a full kit or something. I don't know. See what she says about it. I haven't got a chance to talk to her because she's been really busy. And I don't know, maybe I can find a couple other companies that will donate to my 12-hour live. And yeah. Yeah, and who doesn't love fabric? That's right, Andrea. So let me make a poll because I want feedback about the actual unboxing and doing the tutorials. Did you like the tutorials and the unboxing? Did you not like it? What I need feedback so I can give this feedback to Kim. So let me make the poll and then you can answer it. Okay. And I'm putting yes, no, and I guess I could put, I didn't see the, haven't seen the videos in case someone doesn't know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Let's give it about 10 or 15 minutes and y'all do the poll. Let's have some feedback about this. Everybody that's in here, I don't know how many's in here, but can all of you vote? And there's 3 choices here. Yes, you liked it. No, you didn't. Or you never saw it because you didn't know about it. Hey, my hobby home. Hey, Kathy, welcome, welcome. Didn't I just see Teresa in here? Teresa, thank you for coming. Teresa's from through one of the channels that I've been hanging out in a little bit, trying to get help on how to build a better it's through Tuber Chat, and I've been trying to ask questions and gain more advice on how to make my channel better as far as how to keep people coming back. And so he has a lot of good advice, and actually my subs have gone up a little bit. I wanted to get to 2,000 subs by Christmas, but now I've moved it to New Year's Eve, but I don't know that I'm going to make it. But if it doesn't, it's okay, because I'm happy with all of you who have been helping me get it done. All right, so do the poll. And while you're doing the poll, let me see what else. Where you at on yours, babe?
Want to go to stop at the,
No, I'm not going to stop.
well, you could take a picture when I'm done. Not yet.
We can go till 10 unless you're wanting to get off. Because I can continue on with doing something else. I have plenty to sew. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Huh?
So far, this is what happened. Rupert coming up.
Wow, that looks good, honey. Yes, he is, Deb S. I've been going in his channel for the last 4 months. I stumbled onto him on my you know how you can look and see what videos are you get, it's like advertisement on your YouTube thing, and he come across my thing and I went to see what he was about because it said small channel helps small channels out. And I went and I sat and listened to one of his lives and I'm like, wow, he has a lot of good advice. So I am going to do an end of the year. I'm also going to do an end of the year video, and I think it's going to be a pre-record. And on my pre-record for the end of the year thing, which will probably hit after New Year's Day, I am going to be showing you all of the quilt tops that I've finished this year. Probably show you many blocks I've made over the last year that's not turned into anything yet, and they haven't been turned into anything because I'm still working on what to do with them. Like these scrappy things, this will probably go on for a while because I really want to see how many blocks I can come up with after seeing what Eric's been doing, using all my scraps while making that outline of a block, because this is the coolest thing ever. I mean, any way you look at it, it's pretty. All right. Also, let me show you the blocks. So, oh, speaking of, we were talking about the Modern Maker blocks. Let me show you the blocks, the 5 blocks I've already got done that I've done on videos. I can't tell you which month because I would have to go look that up, but here's one of them. This is all of these I'm showing you now are from the Modern Maker, the last 5 months of Modern Maker boxes. The Modern Maker box I was just showing you that I haven't opened. I'll be making a video of that after the live is done because I'm going to do a pre-record so that I can make the color challenge. And speaking of color challenge, if you are a PMQ, I mean a Cotton Cut subscriber of one of her items, a box or the PMQs, and you got your October color challenge block card inside your whatever it is you're subscribed to, you need to have that block done by Friday, because Friday's the 15th. No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's the 15th. Tomorrow, you need to have your October block, either the color card. Now, here's what you can do. You color the back of the card. Let me find a card. This is what the back of the card looks like, okay? If you color this card, and you can also make the block, sew it, that means you'll have 2 entries. And if you get both of these done by the 15th tomorrow, by noon mountain, or I mean midnight mountain time, get both of them in the Facebook fabric group, or, and I'll put the tag in the chat so you know what to put, or on Instagram, because those are the 2 places you're going to put on both of them. You're going to put, hang on, let me type it in here. This is what your picture needs to say in both areas. And you, if you're not a Facebook person, but you're on Instagram, post your pictures on Instagram. And this is what you need to be putting on it. You need to put hashtag CC Color Challenge. That's what it needs to say. This right here. Okay? Make sure you put them on your pictures. If you do both sewing and coloring the card, you have 2 chances of being a winner. If you just do the card, that's just still a chance to win. And they give away fat quarters. And if they pick your card because you've done such a beautiful job with it, then you'll win a fat quarters from them. And they will then when they tell you you're the winner, you have to email them and let you know whatever name you used on Instagram or on fat quarters. I mean, whatever you used on Instagram or Cotton Cuts, your name, and they tell you need to email them when they tell you you're the winner, because they'll announce it either on Instagram or, well, they'll announce it on Instagram and on the Cotton Cuts Fabric Facebook group. That's where it'll get done. Okay? All right, so let me go ahead and show you the box. So this one is from the Modern Maker box.
Boo-boo.
Can you make boo-boos on Lego?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the next one from a different month. And this is another month of it. Here's another one. This is another month of it. So you can see these are all modern fabric. And then here's another one. This is the 5th one for you. This one was last month. So this would have been September's box that this one came in, but see the bird? So that's what these blocks look like. And I did a tutorial so that you could, watch how to do the blocks. Okay. Now, stay tuned. I'll make sure that I will definitely be posting a picture of the color challenge block from the Modern Maker box, because I'll be doing that after the live tonight. I'll be doing the sewing and making the video at the same time. But I'll get my pictures posted sometime tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get my video up tomorrow. If it doesn't go up tomorrow, it'll go up. I'll probably put the video up by Monday, but I definitely will have the pictures up of the newest block tomorrow, because tomorrow's the 15th. Kathy, the way the blocks work. What did I do with it? Who cares if somebody sees a measurement? She's not going to see it. All you got to do is, when you're looking at the thing, do you see how it has the measurements and it shows the colors? It says color 1, cut this. Color 2, cut this. Color 3, cut this. Color 4. You don't have to follow that colorway. You choose your own colorway. I actually have that block made. Hang on a second. Where do I have that at? Hang on a minute, because I actually have that made from 1 year before. Somewhere. Where are you?
Over the window.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if I can find it, you guys, because I do have more color challenge blocks that I can show you from previous years. I will be right back, and then I can explain it to you. Don't run off, Cappy.
So this message is will be right
Back.
back.
That's funny, you know that, Miss. That's funny, you know that one.
I've been seeing some of these things that I can't remember what I have heard.
Well, there's not much telling. Maybe somebody made a video about commercials.
I think I've seen that commercial before, but probably I can't remember. Well, like I said, I made a little boo-boo, but I still have to deal with it. I think I put one of the bricks already in ahead, not even look at that properly. That's how it goes. But try to finish this up, so I try to do it fast as I can. Because when you like you rush, you didn't see what you do was proper. See that me. Okay. I will rectify that later. Or go back to the sheet or take a picture, proper picture of it. And it's done. Got it?
Yeah, right here. Oh my gosh.
Front here.
Right in front of me. Oh, sorry. All right. Okay. Now, to answer Kathy's question, like I said, they have these measurements here to tell you how to cut each part that's this. And if you look at the picture, it shows you how to put the blocks together, okay? And how you'll end up with them here. On the back, you color that if you want to win a prize. If you want to have a chance to win the prize or have more than one drawing or one entry, you can sew this block and color the back of the card and enter them before the 15th or by the 15th of the month. So September's block would have to be in either the group or on Instagram by October 15th. Now, tomorrow is November 15th, which you would have to turn in October's block. And it's interesting, these are two different, yeah. So let me show you some of the blocks I've done in the past. And I haven't made into anything yet. Oh, look, another love block, you guys. Now I have 2 blocks. I know what I'm going to do with these too. Okay. So let me show you examples of the color challenge blocks. Here's one. And someone gifted someone here. Oh, I better go see what happened here. Thank you, Teresa, for gifting someone in the channel. I don't know who you gifted, but thank you. Does it show who gets gifted? Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Okay, so anyway, this is the past block. Here's another past block. These are all Cotton Cuts Color Challenge blocks. And a lot of these are, because I do classic cut box, this is fabric from a classic cut box that I paid for. This is not me advertising Cotton Cuts classic boxes. I was doing unboxings, but it's not about that. It's about these blocks. I just love making these blocks. So we have this one. I have this one. So all this fabric came from cotton cuts, unless it was a background that I had used. Here's another one. Hey, Zaza, welcome, welcome. Hey, Nancy, Gus. Here's another one. See that cool fabric? Even that came in a classic cut box. And here's some more of that same fabric. I really liked this fabric, this dark colored fabric right here. But you probably also recognize this fabric right here. If you're a fabric aficionado, whatever you call it, when someone knows all these things. This is a batik. And that block that I was talking about for October's block, look at this block. Now check it out. Same pattern. Maybe, I think. Yeah, it's the same pattern. That was batik. And then I got creative and I made an itty bitty one. This churn dash is also a batik. This is I forget the name of this block, but it's like a two-dimensional block. Can you see the dimension in it? The one thing about these cards, you guys, you may think, well, what am I going to do with them? I mean, what are they for? If you are, even if you're an advanced sewer, this is a way to hone your skills because you're looking at a picture. I'm a visual learner. They give you the measurements of what it should be. There's no instructions on how to build this block except by looking at the pictures. See, when you look at the pictures, that's all you see. Okay? This is a good way for anyone from a beginner to an advanced to hone their skill. You do it for fun, not because you don't have to think about, well, what am I going to do with it? If you get enough of these blocks, you can make a massive quilt out of it. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do with it if you get enough of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till I have a certain amount of them. I don't know how many yet, but I'm going to make something out of them eventually. The batiks will go into a batik quilt and the cotton ones will go into a cotton one. Yeah, those small ones, the itty bitty one, like what they're talking about right now. Yeah, these could be great cornerstone block. And this block wasn't all that hard to do. You just have to relax and go with the flow. And you're like, well, how did you go from that big block, this one, to this little one? All you need to know is decide on what size each of these half square triangles are going to be. So if these were 1.5 inch half squares, then everything else out here has to be 1.5. All of this has to be 1.5 that you're doing. These were made probably from, I don't know, 3.5 or something. I could measure it and tell you. But yeah, all I'm saying is it just depends on what you want to do. You can be as creative as you want, or you can keep it as simple as you want. Okay, so yep, showed you all of them. This is a block also. Y'all want to see some more blocks? They're not necessarily cotton cut blocks, but I can show you. I like to experiment a lot. See if I can create something. There's this. I just don't know how to sew around the edges of this applique. This is the first time I've done an applique. Here is an itty bitty block. Let me measure this one. This one is this one's 3.5. This one's 3.5 by 3.5. See how tiny it is? This one's called the Loyal block. These are 6-inch blocks. Here's that same block you saw a few minutes ago. 2 different sizes. You probably can see where I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, I was playing around with this block. There's this one. There is a group that I belong to over on Facebook called the National Quilt Block of the Month, I think is what it's called. Here's one of the blocks from that. This is not batiks, this one. But you can see even cotton with all that artistic stuff that you're like, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Look what you can do with it. It's just you have to let your mind open to the potential for possibilities of what you can do with it. And because I am so enamored with color, I just want to play. And you know, of course I don't have 300 quilts made because of me playing around, but I'm learning how to be a better sewer in the process of doing this kind of thing. And I do want to be a better sewer so that when I finally make my masterpiece, it's going to be beautiful. I mean, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with what I make. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I also want to show you something else. You know how sometimes you have leftover cut out when you're making something and you have leftover pieces out of something you've cut apart? Check this out. This is not from a pattern. This is leftover small pieces of fabric that I had left over from something I was making. And I decided to try sewing it together to see what I could do with it. This is just me playing around. And as you can see, love in one color, love in another color. So you're probably thinking, gosh, she likes those love blocks. I do. I love these. This foundation paper basing, this particular one is so much fun. That orange block is fire. Yeah, it is, Denise. She says, I need a road map. Then I have these little, where I had leftover 2.5-inch blocks. I took them and did this with them. I don't have any quilt in mind yet for all these to go in, but sooner or later, something's going to talk to me. And when it does, it is going to turn into something cool. Here is another one of where I pieced a bunch of leftover pieces. And here I'll bring the fabric up where you can see what it looks like. See this fabric? This is just leftover pieces of fabric. I sometimes like to experiment with fabric and a pattern, a block pattern. I have, ooh, I need to put these with my string stuff because these are like string pieces. Yep, I definitely need to put that with that so I can use these. Because these are all, yeah, look, see here? Even these were small pieces and look what I've done with them. That's one of them. Here, let me show you another one. So all of this is made from scraps. And these are all just pieces of strings that I've, or thin pieces of leftover batiks that I sewed together and I'll make something out of those too. I'll turn them into something eventually. The question had to do with my modern maker boxes, Ted. Okay, here's another one with scrap pieces of a different color and shade. You know, I'm thinking about taking, let me get the other ones that you've already seen so far. There's this one and this one. And this one. I bet I could take these and make a small wall quilt, you know, a small one that you could hang on the wall. Don't you think that would look cool? I think I want to do something with that one. Here's another one, similar. Now I'll show these fabrics up close too. Then I was playing around to see if I could push the envelope with smaller blocks. And this one's a little bit wonky, but you can see there's really tiny little blocks in there. Am I impressed with the block? Not very much. Then I played around with blocks like this. So this is what I was doing at the beginning of learning how to sew quilt blocks. I just wanted to play around and see what I could or couldn't do. You know, was I good enough or was I? And a lot of this was done on that little Singer Talent, believe it or not. And I have leftover pieces that can be turned into something also. See how, oops, sorry. And it's just from sewing leftovers from something that was trimmed off of something else. Instead of throwing them out, I took and sewed them together. And the back of it looks like this. So you can tell where I had cut something off. Then there is this block. This was one of my first quilt blocks I made. I had bought the Quilter's Planner calendar book, planner, whatever you want to call it. And there was patterns in there. And this was when I was so new. I was the first year in learning how to sew blocks. And this is one of the, and I had very little fabric. I had just a little bit at the beginning. I mean, I don't have a ton of fabric now, but I have way more than when I first started out with. And so I just played around and see, this is not, I've mixed batiks and I've mixed cotton together here. I have a bunch of this right here because I think this is so cool, that design. And then there is I'm pretty sure this is a fat quarter shop flower. I don't remember what pattern though. Ted says your house is looking good.
Okay.
Yeah, those are very small pieces, Cindy. Yes, it is. Here's where I've tried playing with that same block you saw the tiny blocks in. Here's the bigger version. Am I still impressed with it? The only part, it's this that bugs me. It didn't come out the way I intended it to come out. But that was because I was a newbie and didn't know what I was doing. You see, since these were directional, I could have turned them where all the flowers were going, you know, up and down that way. I didn't know how to do that at the time. So that tells you how new I was to doing this. It's still a cute little block, and it'll be great on a child's block, child's quilt. Here's another one from when I was playing around with the these corners on this block are my design. And again, just playing around with fabric colors and pattern from that planner book. And this right here was, I took and drew this on paper, and then I made sure everything was the same size that I needed. And then I turned it into foundation paper piecing and laid it out to see if it would work, and look what it made. And you can tell that these are not in the same spot. Like these, they're all in a different location. They do not match each other. And then there's this one. And this one. And this one. Just me experimenting. Okay, what did y'all think about that? So anyone who is new or intermediate or even advanced, these are all the ways you can take all your scrappies and turn them into something interesting. I think I'm gonna keep these out. Well, I don't know if there's enough of them to do anything with, but we'll see. There. I think I want to do something with these. We'll see. I'll mess around and see what I can come up with. If I come up with a little mini hanging quilt out of it, y'all will be the first to see it. All right, let me get these out of the way. How are we doing over there, baby?
When I put the roof down, then I'll be kind of done, because
everything else is just small stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there are some pieces that I missed.
Okay. He's going to, once he's got the roof and everything on, we'll show it to you. I will make sure that I take pictures of all the Christmas stuff. I'm also going to make a small mini video out of all the Christmas Lego kits that he's put together, because he's working on all of them at the same time. And I will post them on my YouTube for those of you interested in seeing the little Christmas stuff, because Christmas is coming. And I think it would be fun to see his hobby on video, so you can go and have a look. But I like sharing. He could do without YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
But it's been fun being able to share what we do together when we're not on, when I'm not online, you know. And before this became a thing of being online, because, you know, I've only been doing this a little over a year and 5 months. And this gives you an idea of what we do together when we're just hanging out together when he's home. These love blocks are so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with these love blocks. All right, and we're going to look at that poll in a minute. Anybody else, if you haven't voted on the poll that has watched my Modern Maker videos, please answer the questions up top. Or one question. Yes, no, or you haven't seen them. If you haven't seen them, if you go under my YouTube main page, and look up and click on the playlist, you'll see a playlist that says Cotton Cuts. Click on that, and all the videos relating to the Modern Maker box is sitting there, and watch them. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I just don't get feedback, because do you want to see more of the Modern Maker boxes? That's one, you know, that's something. And if I can give Kim the right kind of feedback, maybe we can get another 6 months worth of me doing as an ambassador, making these blocks, because I want to make a big quilt with these blocks, and 6 is just not enough. I mean, I could keep all the fabric for myself and do it that way, but that's not what I want to do. I want to pay the fabric forward and let people give it as a gift in a drawing so other people can play with that same fabric. Okay, I'm going to keep these out too. All right. And where did I do that October? Oh, yeah, here it is, because I don't want to be losing that.
This app was, I think, one of the tricks that I needed. I have already put it somewhere.
Does that mean you lost a piece originally from somewhere else?
It's more like it's inside the Lego that I played with.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's have a look at that. Wow, I have stuff that I need to put back in that box. Looks like all these. Okay. Let's have a look at that poll. And let's see what people are saying. Special moments. That's right, Kathy. My husband loves Legos and every year gets a new Christmas piece. That's what Zaza said. That's cool. Zaza, do you ever take pictures of his Legos? Like the Christmas pieces? And Kathy says she loves the blocks that I just showed them. I think you have the beginnings of several quilts. Yes, I do. And I think what will end up happening with most of them is it's going to turn into this scrappy mix of. Has anyone ever seen quilts just has different scrappy or different blocks in it that none of them match each other? Have y'all ever seen that? Because I think that's what a lot of them is going to turn into is this big scrappy quilt or a couple scrappy quilts, with no rhyme or reason to any of them. All right, let's go up here. Only 67%. Oh, wait. Oops. Okay. Did you enjoy the Modern Maker box unboxings and color challenge? 67% said yes, and the other 30% haven't seen them. Do you want me to? Okay, let me post a link for the playlist. And if you haven't seen it, and if you have time to watch the whole playlist, go over and watch the playlist. And on the last one or whatever, or however you want to do it, or you can email me. I don't care which. I would prefer if you just made a comment on one of the videos and say, okay, I enjoyed doing this and I want to see more. Something like that. And that'll let me know that you're still interested in seeing more Modern Maker fabric and what I do with them in blocks. Sampler quilts are awesome, says Andrea. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go look for that link. Hold on a minute, please. I need to go to my channel. Oops, nope. Playlist is where I'm going. And I need to find the Cotton Cuts one. I have so many playlists. Oh my gosh, the playlist is growing exponentially these days. Where is my Cotton Cuts one? Bear with me here. I'm trying to find it because I have a lot of playlists. Sometime about 4 months or 5 months ago, I hit 300 videos on here. I about fell over because I didn't even think I had that many videos. Oh, here it is. Got it. Uh-oh. I clicked on something wrong.
you have to use.
Yeah, it is because sometimes you get stuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is showing month 5. I'm pretty sure that's what's it. Or actually, this is the link. This should be the playlist link. So, hang on a minute. I need to label that so you know what it is. And the way the way I have the playlist set up is it will show the newest video first. Congratulations, Kathy. That's outstanding news. She hit 502 or 501 yesterday. She just hit 501 or 502 with today's video. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's outstanding. You're halfway to that 1K mark. That's good. Kathy says her grandmother always made scrappy quilts too, and Andrea was saying sampler quilts are awesome. So cool. And Kathy says, maybe I need to get a Lego set for my husband because I love to do puzzles and maybe this is something we could do together. Yep. There's all kinds of kits. Go look at the Lego webpage. And if you look underneath the list of there's different genres and stuff, you can look at the Lego ideas, the Lego creator set. What's the other one for advanced people? There's ideas.
Expert.
And there's also something called Lego experts. And you can build all kinds of cool things. There's one with the Eiffel Tower. I mean, that thing's huge. It's like 3 foot tall, maybe?
1.5, somewhere around 1.5 meter high.
That's more like 3.5 feet tall. Wow. So anyway, some of those pieces are really big. They have a lot of pieces to them too. All right. Thank you all for answering my questions. Anyone want to ask any questions or have any suggestions on what you'd like to see me sew, especially coming the upcoming new year? Anyone? Ah, he likes sports cars. Her husband does. So Technics, right? And what's the other one called?
Speed.
It's called Speed. That's actually what it's called?
Champion Speeds.
One's called Lego Champion Speeds and the other one's called Technics. There's those two sets. And the Technics are pretty advanced as well. Or what they call advanced. They're not child size or child age stuff. Some of them will say 12 and up, right?
Yeah.
And that just means 12 to whatever age you are. Andrew says, Katie, I've been working on woven all day. I hope to have that ready for you and Jess real soon. Jess is doing it too, huh? Oh, maybe me and her should sew together on it then. There are loads of Lego cars. Yes, they are. You should see all the Lego vehicles my husband has. Oh my God. We were just talking about this yesterday. I told him he should get all his Lego vehicles out and let me make a video. And he says, do you have any idea how many I got? He showed me a box where he has how many police cars?
6.
6 police cars. 6 police cars that look the same. But they came from different kits, apparently.
Nope. Same.
Oh, same kit?
Yep.
But it's a police house or something. And they make 6 cars for that police house.
No, it's more like one proper kit. It's just it's a police vehicle. It's a set.
Well, did you buy 6 different sets of police cars?
No, I bought that particular car 6 times.
Why?
Because like I said, police chase and so on. You know, they're bad guys too. And
Oh, so you did it for your edification.
yeah.
Got it. Oh my goodness. You know, Andrea, when I got the picture of that woven in the email, and then when I looked at it on the Facebook, it looks totally different on the Facebook versus what it looks like in an email. The one on the Facebook makes it look outstandingly fun, but the one in the email makes it look pixelated. I want to get a Lego vintage sewing machine. You mean the little one or the some that I know that some people have made big ones? I told him he should make me a big one.
Well, you can show that the little one you have.
He's seen the little one. Here's my little itty bitty Lego sewing machine. For those of you who have not seen it.
Parts.
And these were made from spare parts. Okay. You almost there?
Yeah, almost there.
He's about to show you his finished work. And we've been going 3 hours now. 3 hours and 16 minutes. It's okay. No problem, baby.
I'm trying to rush the last.
I'm not trying to rush you. In the meantime, I can clean up some of my mess while I'm talking. Because I gotta make that video. I have kind of glimpsed at the fabric, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting fabric. Because I might have to use a background with it. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't decided. We may just go with what I've been doing. Either way, I need to have it finished by before I get that live done so I can put it on the Cotton Cuts web page. You know?
Yeah.
But if I don't get it done tonight, I can get it done in the when I get up tomorrow around noon. And have you? Oh, so sorry, guys. That was rude. I just yawned on the live.
Yikes.
That's bad.
You know I'm bad. I'm bad.
Oh, she says the one she saw was black. She believed it was a Singer treadle, but cannot remember. You didn't save a picture of it, Andrea? Because I would have liked to have seen that. So I guess we could talk about what I'm going to be doing next year. One of the things I'm definitely I haven't decided what month I'm gonna start it. Oh, there's a couple things. You got to talk?
What?
Are you about to talk?
Oh, we can talk.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. One thing I am going to mention that I have to get started, and I'll probably start on it this coming week, because they're now at month 2 with this, and I should be getting that month 2 in the mail here directly. Is the back quarter shops what do you call it again? Move, Nora. The dragon fruit block of the month, which is every month. This is going to get started in the probably next week or the week after. I haven't decided. Now, Nikolai leaves on the 28th. And when he leaves on the 28th, I am going to definitely be spending time on this quite a bit. I probably will video. Here's the thing about this monthly thing. I'm going to talk about month 1, which I haven't started yet. This is the blocks that you're going to be making in month 1. You have to make 4 of each one of these. Okay? So what I thought I would do is let's see, there's 3 different patterns here. Yeah, there's 3 different patterns here, looks like. And part of them's paper piece. It looks like all of them might be paper pieces. I thought what I would do is just video making just making 1 of each block. Okay? Do it as a pre-record. Then go ahead and finish making all the rest of them, which is a total of 20 blocks. And then let me see if you have to do anything with them after you've made the block.
You want to finish that?
Finish what?
As you can see, this is how the house looks like.
Oh, that's beautiful, honey.
And I can turn it around and I can show you that, as you can see, the center will be coming here. This is the center. This is the center with the bag. You can see. Then he'll be coming down here to here. See, if I turn it around, this is the house where you can see that around here, up top here is the bedroom, downstairs the kitchen, dining area, and
Is that a chandelier hanging from the ceiling?
Yeah.
Put it up close to the camera where they can see it.
It's not exactly a chandelier, but more like this.
Oh, it's a light. Wow, look at that. Look, oh, the fireplace is cute with the stockings and the clock.
You can see fires up, but what will happen when I push the Santa from the top, from the bottom, from top chimney? Boom! Okay, here he comes.
Oh my gosh, it has vaulted ceilings and everything on it. That's so cool.
KitchenAid, sink, your stove, up top of the bed, with a bed, hidden gift here, hidden gift right behind the chair too. So, and of course with the family pictures as well, and stockings too, and the dining table.
That is so cute, honey. Okay, there you have it. That was the second most voted for Lego Christmas kit. So I hope everybody loved it. Come over here, babe. Anyway, I'll talk more about this in the next few days. Anyway, we appreciate you coming and watching us. I have enjoyed sharing my husband with you guys. Normally he could care less about this stuff, but he loves building Legos, as you can see. I mean, he could do this all day. And this is how we spend a lot of our time together when we're not surfing the internet. You know, we have really tried really hard to not let social media take over our lives, you know, because it's very easy, even at our age, to just you can slide into this little thing where, you know, you're just social media and not spending any quality time with your husband. We don't really have a family hour or anything, because you know, with him being gone 2 months at a time, there's no such thing as that. So when he comes home, as you can see, she's all over him. And when weather's bad, we'll stay in and do stuff. During the summer months, we tend to be out a lot. And I'm hoping that when he comes home, when we get back from Denmark in January, maybe the weather will be good enough and the lake, maybe it'll be frozen where I can walk on it without falling through the snow. And I'm hoping we can get a few videos of us out with the dogs on the lake. We haven't, when's the last time we've been out on the lake? Probably at least a couple years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a rock out there we want to show you guys. I don't know if I'll be able to go live because usually by the time you get out there when the light is so bright and you have all this white, it just blinds you. And when you're trying to go live on the phone, it's extremely hard to go live because you can't see anything when people are talking or typing. You just can't see nothing. So what I might do instead is just video us being out there and just sharing it as a pre-record. And then if y'all have questions you want to ask about, you know, something you saw us doing out there, we can answer those questions after the fact. But one of the things that I know that I talk too much. I can't help it, you guys. But I want to share Greenland because Greenland is special. And if if I don't do anything else over the next however many years of doing this, is I hope by the time I finish and stop doing this, you guys will have gotten a good experience about Greenland and what our planet has to share with you, because there's no place like this place. There's no place like New Zealand. I mean, I would love to go there and see that. I mean, there's so many places in our planet that, you know, when you're in an everyday life like most people are. I mean, when I moved from the United States to here, it was like going from craft mode to flow. And it's quite an adjustment to go from being all the time hurry, 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 hurry to, you know, you have to be patient and wait. You know, nothing gets done in a hurry here. But it also makes you appreciate all the things around you, appreciate when he comes home, because this man is my world. If it weren't for him, I don't know where I would be. And he has given me the most blessed life. And I hope that he feels like he's had a blessed life with me. I mean, I don't know, you know. But, you know, I wanted to share, you know, our love for each other, our love for this country. I love my country. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't. I just feel like that coming here has really helped me a lot. And it's given me a chance to try out a new hobby that I never would have thought about doing. Because if I was still in Florida, I would be digging in the dirt, because that's what I love.
And horses.
And riding horses. That's right. Racing and riding horses, trail riding. You know, I would go trail riding in the middle of a pine stand. And most of you know that a pine stand might have thousands of pine trees in rows. And you literally can go riding your horse in the middle of that and forget all about life. The fast lane. Everything just slows down when you're on a horse in the middle of nowhere. And it's the same here. So, you know, when you have the chance to do that, y'all get out and do that kind of thing. I'm not saying go ride horses. What I'm saying is try to enjoy time together. Make sure that you hug each other. Make sure you tell each other you love them, because you never know. Tomorrow they might not be there. So remember all of that. Remember to love each other, hug each other, be kind to each other, pay it forward to help someone in need, you know, because even if you smile, give someone a smile. That smile might change their whole world. Remember all of that. And you guys have been really good to me, and I feel blessed, and I thank you for all the times you sat in here and watched me make a mess of things. And you've been there when I've succeeded at getting something accomplished too. You've seen that also. And I just think that y'all stuck by my side, and I appreciate that. And remember to live, laugh, love, dream. And what do you do with all that? Build something or create something. And thank you for tonight, and have a great night. And I'll see you tomorrow night with Jess. Get ready to have some more fun. And then on Saturday, it'll be me and Eric. So I'm looking forward to all these little sew-togethers. And also, I'll keep you updated and get the links posted for the 3 pre-record interviews. And I hope that you'll enjoy the interviews as well, you know, because it helps get you exposed to someone you don't know. So anyway, have a great night, and see you on the next live video. Good night.